quick.
Two very talented drivers at two different stages of their career, and Enzo Trulli making that move to sports cars. Nick Cassidy coming back into sports car racing alongside his Formula E efforts. We've seen him in the Asia Le Mans Series back in 2020 in an LMP2 Ligier, if I remember rightly.
You saw the difference in lines there where Nick Cassidy tried to go a little bit tighter. We've got the EBM car coming up the inside of Blake McDonald in the TF Sport Corvette.
So that is for 9th. That's Martin Berry and Blake McDonald having a bit of a tussle.
And I think that Martin had maybe had a little bit of contact with somebody because he was missing that right side wing mirror. It was hanging off and flapping around.
Yeah, we had the side-by-side contact, didn't we, with, was it the
Team Turkey?
Yes. So that's bumped into Martin's son in the paddock earlier this weekend, here to watch Dad. I know Martin has got ambitions of driving at some point internationally with his lad. Good to have you here, Sunshine. Dad is lighting up the sports car racing scene as a bronze. It's great to see it. He'll be back in the WEC for another crack with AMG. Yeah, that mirror is flapping alarmingly. Now we've got the Trulli Cassidy combo car hopping, and in fact just falls off. I think it might actually have been hit by the 25 car.
It's unfortunate.
Watching here for the gap between Charles Lacey and this pair, 10.5 seconds it is. Louis Delatraz, by the way, closing it on Felipe Larza now. There he is there, so he's not that far away from this battle. From a point where Cassidy looked like he might be looking to have a go at Trulli, Trulli's actually made good his escape for a moment. Yeah,
he has, and it just ebbs and flows a bit here with traffic. It's just depending on where the traffic is caught and the sort of corner it's at, you know, really does depend on where that advantage goes. And there's a difference in line this corner in particular, where Enzo goes through it and the way that Nick Cassidy's been going through it. And you know, Nick Cassidy there got really caught up with that traffic and just really pinched the exit off for him, so he couldn't flow the speed. So that's going to advantage again Enzo. He's going to just stretch that lead out a little bit more, and Nick's going to have to rebuild here to try and catch back up to the gearbox of that 25 car.
So John Falb still 30 seconds plus ahead, and still
when the stop is for them.
Well, he's only pitted once. We've been running now for an hour and 28 minutes.
Yes, 19 laps he's done in this stint.
What was his first stint?
18. So it's going to be pretty close. They could be pitting this lap or the next one.
Of course, remember, we have had virtual safety car time amongst this lot, but shown good pace.
Yeah, I would say it's going to be lap 20,
we say
maybe 21.
We say it often, if you're looking for a spark of inspiration on the strategic front, often look no further than Argyle Pro Racing. They are capable of pure genius on that front, and sometimes that pure genius pays off and sometimes it doesn't. We're about to see which way that's going to go with the 20 and 25.
Yeah, they certainly do think outside the box
a lot
of the time.
They most certainly do, and you know, you've been with me in the Asia Le Mans Series with some absolute blinding stuff. Remember one in particular, a run down pit lane at Yas Marina under a safety car that sent one of their cars from last to first, and a win. It was quite Lentudis.
Yeah.
His first win in sports car racing.
So prepare for full course yellow.
That may well be that mirror.
Yeah, it could be 15 seconds, I believe.
We saw the mirror coming off the EBM car. But whether or not there's concern, it's quite a chunk of carbon fibre.
The wind's really picked up now, as we're seeing there from the pictures. There are full course yellow.
So, turn the volume down for a moment or two. You may well hear from Graham Boursier what this is about. He'll be dealing with the incident, or the issue rather, first. We are 2.5 hours to go, so 90 minutes run here. Look at this, is the lead pair, by the way, in GT.
Yeah, they're going to be able to pit, aren't they, directly after this?
They have to pit afterwards.
Yes.
But
because it's going to be their hour and a half is up, the 90 minutes is up for the bronze drivers, minimum drive time.
It's, yes, if they've got a silver gold, yes, you're right. It's the easy way of saying it, that's right. 3. So, but there it is that mirror. And that would be me being right at 3-2. QMMF by GetSpeed leading Origin Motorsport, Bob Yuan, and then Dustin Blattner, actually closer to the Origin Porsche than the Porsche is to the AMG. That's the 1-2-3. GetSpeed's number 9 AMG. Then Tony McIntosh in the 69 Team WRT BMW. Then Giacomo Petrobelli in the Acurigos Blackthorn Aston Martin. I'll go on the garage wall. Decent bit of Aston Martin there. Ron Leica, by the way, who looks after Aston Martin parts supply here in Southeast Asia, alongside his other job, which remarkably is as the GT manager for AF Corsa in the LMS and WC. Yes, looks after Aston Martin as an agent here in Asia, and looks after the global teams for AF Corsa and Ferrari, International Motorsport, everywhere other than here. So
he's busy.
So
lots of travelling.
He'll be down there at the moment presenting EBM with the pricing options for a new mirror.
Back to green.
Bluish skies up there, but still heavy thunderclouds. And we have had thunderstorms most days here. You can see there's rain somewhere in the distance.
This is not going to end. I'm sure we're going to have some more rain before the end of this race.
Back up to full green flag running.
So, number 3 car was completely hidden behind that United McLaren. I thought we were sort of seeing this enlarging,
like a transformer.
Yeah, it was very strange.
Charles Malaysi 30 seconds back from John Farber, the lead of this race. And Farber, we think, must be pretty much on fumes at this point. Enzo Trulli 5 seconds back with Nick Cassidy back underneath the rear wing of the Algar Pro Racing number 25. Felipe Laza is now under pressure from Louis Delatraz. That's your top 6. AMG, QMMF by GetSpeed number 37 leads GT. Look at here, this is RD Limited and DKR, and it was a massive run up the inside there. Is that James Allen still? It is.
Yep. On
Griffin Peoples. So the more experienced of the 2 racers there. Double yellows at turn 12 right now.
That's a quick corner, that. They don't usually have a small spin there.
And they're gone, so someone's been off and back on again.
Yeah. Track looks pretty dry there now at turn 2 and 3. I think it is completely dry. This is Enzo Trulli and Nick Cassidy resuming their battle. And Nick Cassidy's going to be able to put one over on Enzo Trulli. Nick just walking the car in a little bit there into turn 4.
Great test of the youngster though, isn't it?
It is.
You know, Nick is a very accomplished racer indeed. Huge success in Japan. Highly rated. Delighted to see him come into the WEC this coming season with Peugeot. And if Enzo Trulli can soak up this level of pressure, that bodes well for his future with Algar Pro, doesn't it?
Yeah. Enzo looks like he's nice and smooth. He's driving very cleanly. Doesn't look like he's using the car that much, whereas Nick, the car's just a little bit more lively, and you see it walking off the corner there. I feel that he's using the Michelin's just a little bit more. Well, Enzo just had a bit of a walk off the corner as well, so
he's tuning in. He's getting some tips from you.
No, but it's here that they do drive quite different lines. Nick's a lot tighter than Enzo is.
Quick question: you got this strategy lap to bring on with you?
Yes.
How many laps for Charles Malaysi?
14.
So it's not that big a spread, is there?
No. 14 laps now for Charles Malaysi and Enzo Trulli and Nick Cassidy.
This is the car back in Kentucky. That's Griffin Peoples and James Allen having another crack. Well, that shows spice from the youngster Griffin Peoples.
Yeah, he's not taking it, is he? Just dishing it out as well.
Well, you'd be learning with every lap on this. And I know you were talking to Kenny and the boys at DKR, and they're very impressed indeed with this young man, as we were last year with his efforts in LMP3. He's It's not a surprise to see him picked up at this level, but he's not been dropped by James Allen. And with a little bit of traffic here, there might be an opportunity for a little bit of spicy battling.
Yeah. Around the outside here, the GT traffic is just getting swallowed up.
Watch Peoples though, he's there.
He is right there, and he's waiting for James Allen to make a little bit of a mistake. And is Peoples going to get a run on him now as we come through turns 3? I think he is around the outside.
Come on.
Yeah, excellent stuff. And who's going to be the last of the late breakers as they go up into turn 4? Peoples is just giving him a bit of pressure. James Allen is not having any of it though. It's not his first rodeo.
Yeah, that's a bit of experience from James Allen. He then just chops the front off the DKR car, but this is a cracking little battle.
It is. It's great stuff, and yeah, great to see Griffin Peoples got his elbows out.
Got a bit of a drama potentially at turn 14. Brief off by the look of it for the 51 Ferrari. I think that's back up.
Traffic again there, and it's left and right, and this is now James Allen on the United car coming down into turn 9.
This is Gregor Saucy.
Yeah,
he's got that done.
Saucy just got a bit mugged there with not just really being on it, and that's the thing with dealing with others in your class. Sometimes you present an opportunity and you've got to be ruthless, just got to go for it, and that's exactly what James Allen did.
Yeah, indeed. Charlie Somali is there having a bit of a moment at turn 14.
Lost it on the brakes into 14, and those Michelins are going to be getting quite tired by this point, and they're going to be really starting to degrade. It's a slightly different GT Michelin we've got here on the GT runners, and we know that they've still seeing quite big degradation, even though it's a harder compound here for this weekend.
Rain lights may be turned off, so race control, so they're not expecting rain anytime immediately at least.
Fingers hovering over the button though, just in case.
I do have this impression of the race control here in Sepang that there's a massive red button in the middle of the room. It's probably the only thing they've got, okay? Through and around the inside of the number 11 TF Sport Corvette.
Blake McDonald there, just being smart, just keeping out the way of all the traffic.
James Rowe now.
Is it James Rowe?
It is.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Oh, they've pitted. Let's see when that was.
So
just
and now
a lap ago.
It's the WRT and Ecurie Kos cars coming through in their battle. That is a battle for 5th place. Get speed to number 9 as a little 4.7 seconds up the road now. The 23 events car just dips a wheel off track, falls behind at the moment the GT cars. I have to say, the LMP3 cars are being swamped today by the GT3s.
Yeah, they are.
In part, that's because of strategy and burning some of those
Longer stops.
the longer stops.
Yeah.
But
still, in performance-wise, it seems that the GT cars really have a little bit of a performance edge at times over the P3s.
well, there you go. Here's James Allen after, I wouldn't say a stumble, but it almost seemed to take a breather. Now he's on full attack, and now attacking the number 88 car. This is for 7th place now.
It's Horst Felbermeyer.
This is Horst Felix Felbermeyer. This is the son of the father.
He's going up the inside. There we go. He just had a bit of a look, but nicely done. I mean, that's a mark of an absolute pro, isn't it? When James Allen can just execute that pass like that. He's now got Horst Felix is not giving it up, and I think there's a little bit of squeezing going on here from James Allen. He is going back at him, and James has really got to work for this as he tries to go around the outside of him at turn 1. That's the long way round. James is switching strategy here. He's going to do the undercut, and he's not quite. He's then just had to check up there, and Felix has just managed to really defend well and keep James Allen back, because James is absolute pro in this P2 car, one of the best guys in the world at the moment. And
cracking stuff there.
Just a little bit too deep there from the 88. And is James going to be able to go around the outside? I think this is going to be brave stuff here by James, but oh wow, great move. He's absolutely at one with the car at the moment, James Allen is. Brilliant move around the outside there to take the spot.
Yeah, absolutely, but that's closed up the cars behind. Griffin Peoples now up the inside. He's trying to get the United Autosports car. He's done it. Griffin Peebles has got one of those spots. Now he's going to be the next time a crack with Horst Felix Felbermayr. Goes side by side, either side of the GT car, doesn't quite make it there. James Allen, meanwhile, is trying to make good his escape.
I'll tell you what, James Allen was lucky there. Dustin Blattner was fully in the mirrors, understanding exactly where he was going to go. Griffin Peebles made a mistake there as he was coming into turn 11 and has allowed Gregoire Saucy back through. And but yeah, Dustin Blattner played his part there in giving the room there to James Allen, because James wasn't quite there, but Dustin kind of like let him have the room. And that's the whole thing about existing there, multi-class racing, making sure that you are being smart, looking after your machinery. Dustin is in 3rd place right now with Kessel Racing 74, recognising that he needed to be smart.
Absolutely right, and that's exactly the point I was about to make, as we've got still this battle underway between the BMW and the Aston Martin. It's 3 races, but they're all racing, and you've got to respect the race that's underway of perhaps the slower car, but it doesn't stop that being physical within your own battles. And we had 4 LMP2 cars there involved with both LMP3s and GT cars, both of which were in good positions. Now John Falb has come to the pit lane. Châtelet Racing's Charles Malaysi moves to the lead. Enzo Trulli, by the way, is catching Charles Malaysi at the moment.
25 laps that was, John Falb. Tony McIntosh and Giacomo Petrobelli having a great battle there. I think that is for 4th and 5th in, 5th and 6th in GT. Those two have been going backwards and forwards for about the last hour or so, I think.
Cracking stuff. I mean, they're
still at it.
Absolutely. There's been some brilliant racing down in the packs for all 3 of these classes, right up the rear end of the BMW. Tony hugging the apex, looking to get to be as quick as he can through the next one, because they do get a bit of a launch down this hill.
Yeah.
And you've called a couple of times here, Ollie, beautifully, what didn't look like the optimal line, but it gives them the better run through. And here's another example of something pretty similar. Gregoire Saucy up the inside of Horst Felix Felbermayr. That's going to leave Felbermayr exposed as Griffin Peebles has a crack. Is he going to retain that position? Peebles can't quite make it and get through there. But boy, oh boy, we've got a couple of young talents here to look forward to, haven't we?
Yeah, Horst Felix Felbermayr. I really like the way he's racing. He just pushes Peebles a little bit wide there at turn 14, but I think Peebles will gather it all back up again and have another crack. But Horst Felix Felbermayr, he's impressed me. He's had his elbows out here, and he's not afraid to take anybody on in this 88 car.
No, it's, you know what, you watch these guys approaching him and you thought, okay, that's going to be quick and easy done with. He's new to this car. He's not got a great deal of prototype experience, but he's had a year this year in an LMP3 car with some real talent around him. Actually, that was impressive.
It was. It really was. And he's trying to work the traffic positions. He's no mug. He's not giving it away the positions. He is just like, okay, you want to get by me? You've got to work at it.
Yeah. And then learn. Yeah. And then hang on in there and learn and watch. And it's part of the fascination of seeing this generational changes. And in this case, it's one of those 2 father-son combos we've got in this race.
Yeah.
He's there with his dad in this car. It's Bennett, father and son, in the number 50 Ferrari. 3 sets of brothers in this race as well. None of them in the same cars.
Tony, again, it looks like those Michelins are getting pretty tired on that 69 car. And Giacomo Petrobelli, I think, has got a little bit more pace in that Aston Martin, but he can't quite make the move stick. Looks like he's been trying to line him up for about 20 laps. He still can't quite pick it and make the move stick.
Well, we're getting reasonably close, 3-4 laps away from the end of the fuel run for most of the remaining lead runners. Charles Malaysi, Enzo Trulli, Nick Cassidy, I think, are on broadly similar strategies.
Yeah, it's about 6 laps, I think, that they've got.
And top 4, which is Malaysi, Trulli, Cassidy, Delatraz, separated by 8.5 seconds. Drive-through penalty, meanwhile, for car number 56. That is track limits.
Griffin Peebles lining up the 88. A couple of tenths in it here, and he's going to take a lunge up the inside.
Yeah, that, by the way, is going to be some blessed relief for Tony McIntosh, because that's Giacomo Petrobelli.
Yeah, he's just running a little bit wide here, and I think Griffin Peebles is going to have a decent run down into turn 1.
But we saw how quick a car Felix Felbermayer's got on the straight when he went head-to-head with James Allen.
Yeah.
Or side-by-side, rather. Is somebody going to be brave on the brakes here?
Yeah, but I think Peebles has got a bit of a line here through turn 1 into turn 2. Wouldn't surprise me if he manages to get a great run off of here and up the hill into turn 4. He's going to try and put the move on him like he was trying with James Allen.
And a bit of a wiggle the front end did.
Here we go. He's lining him up, and he's got up the inside. Oh, but no, but he's not. 88's not giving it up. But there we go. I think Griffin Peebles is now going to be able to drive around the outside of him. We've got the 296 there in the way.
That was the final dagger in the heart, wasn't it?
It was there for the 88. Just couldn't quite hang on in there and had to breathe it with the 296 on the apex.
Lead 3 in GT are all on pit lane at the moment. QMF by Get Speed. It is Abdullah Ali Al Khalifi. Another stunning run from him. I've been super impressed with the Qatari driver here this weekend. Dustin Blattner pits from second and 6 seconds back from the Qatari driver. Bob Huan today finishes his run in 3rd place. Although actually, didn't we have Lauren Heinrich in that car?
We did, very briefly have Lauren Heinrich in there. But was that just a glitch in there?
Don't know.
Let's see.
The whole first group, top 7 now. I'm sure there'll be more to follow. There's the mark of the excellence of that stint. Kessel Racing, by the way, turned that 74 car around very quickly indeed.
No, we haven't had Lauren Heinrich in there.
Okay,
in the 87.
that must have been a glitch.
Yeah.
So that was 6 seconds coming in. It's far less than that coming out. So the 87 car, 37 car rather, now in the hands of Amarid, the silver rank driver. Chris Lulham it is aboard the Kessel Racing car, and I think that was about 4 seconds picked up on pit lane. It was that, 4 seconds picked up on pit lane with an excellent turnaround from Kessel Racing. Cars 44, that is the ARC Bratislava car, and 50, which is the American Fragrance by F Racing car. 5 seconds added to the next pit stop for virtual safety car infringements. And
James
here,
Allen.
James Allen.
Right on Felipe Laza. And that's been about 8 seconds that he's got in about 8 laps.
James, by the way, is under 30 seconds from the lead here. RD Limited, hungry for results. By the way, they did finish the race yesterday across the line in 6th place, but ran out of fuel on the way to...
Was it fuel, or was there an electrical
whatever it was,
something?
They didn't get the car to park firmly.
James is around the outside here. He's trying to make it work with Laza. On average, James is about a second a lap quicker than the 22 car. He just needs to breathe it here. Don't stick it up the inside there. Just give yourself the right spot with the traffic up in front. James has seen it, and he's now looking to get the run through and off. Yeah, look, he's got great drive there. He is right in the wheel tracks.
It was absolutely on the ragged edge.
It was. But this is part of what makes James very special in this car, is that he can read it.
Yeah.
He can feel it and understand it. And he's got a very, very good driving style for this Oreca 07 chassis, and executed that brilliantly.
So, Oliver Gavin, you're the team principal of the Gav Motive hypercar effort. Do you give James Allen a spin in a test?
Definitely.
For a hypercar effort?
Yeah, absolutely. I would. Yeah, he's
good racecraft, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's smart. He's intelligent in the car, and he can really, look after a car, guide it through, and get the car. He always seems to be making progress. That's the thing with James. And he just needs an opportunity.
Nick Cassidy on pit lane, as is Horst Felix Felbermayer from that group, from 8th and 9th place respectively. So well alike this race. Chetlar Racing's also LMP3 cars on pit lane right now. That is the Forestier Racing car that led this race. 3 events at the moment are 1-2. CLX Motorsport third. 26 Breton Racing Car also on pit lane, and having got by that car, he's dropped him immediately.
Yeah, I mean, just to sort of highlight it, you know, fastest car on average in this stint is Enzo Trulli. Louis Delatraz is right there as well, and James Allen's not far behind. Charles Mallacy is very similar on average, but they're kind of like the 4 there that sort of like out on their own, really.
9th place battle here for GT. The Manthey, Porsche and the TF Corvette. Meantime, let's get back down to pit lane, where our roving reporter David Addison is down with Algarve Pro Racing.
John Falb, that was a long stint, and it was a hard stint.
Yeah, you know, it's warm out there. They told me I did an hour 40. The rain was a wake-up call, but you know, my pants are still clean, and I still woke up this morning pissing excellence. So it's all good.
Tell me about, first of all, what it's like in the car in these conditions. Really hot, really humid, and I guess worse when you're behind a safety car.
Yeah, so if you ever go to the gym and have a workout, and they have the steam room, right? And you go in the steam room and you pour water on the device so it just pumps steam as much as possible. That's what it feels like.
Great. I wonder what the smell was as well. Now, that rain, that appeared from nowhere. You in the car, you had no warning.
Yeah, no, just drops on the windscreen. The radar, there's radar, but the radar is basically useless.
And then it wasn't consistent all the way around the lap either.
No, it's always spotty. So when it rained in 1, 2, 3, there were literally rivers. On slicks, you had 0 grip. And yeah, that's why guys were going off. And then the rest of the lap was okay. You know, turn 12 had some water, but yeah, you just had to like explore.
So how does the conversation go? You're in the car saying it's pouring with rain, and Stuart Cox is saying no, it's bone dry.
Yeah, you know, Stuart and I have known each other for 7, 8 years, and he just said, "Suck it up, Buttercup."
The pep talk worked then?
Yeah, well, I knew the routine. I got a job to do.
True enough, John. Great stint. Well done. Thank you.
We know which movie he's been watching, don't we?
Love the Talladega Nights references there. Channeling his...
Hang on a minute, I'm just going to tick the box.
Ricky
We
Bobby.
apologise for that. Yeah, right, okay. Let's move on.
Ricky Bobby.
30 degrees in the air, 38 degrees track temperature, 74% humidity.
And there is more rain coming.
Yeah, without a doubt. And we're hearing from
what was that?
never complaining David Addison that he can confirm it's humid. I was going to pass a comment about gusset there, but I'm not going to.
Please don't. That's enough. And, in pit lane, crowd strike, number 4 car, APR, fueling, tear off. There we go.
You love a tear off.
Absolutely brilliant.
I've arranged a treat for you at some point in the future. You are going to be going to the Racing Optics workshop to build your own windscreen. Chris and the boys and girls.
I saw him earlier on in the weekend.
He's great.
He's brilliant.
I will share a moment with the audience later on my friend and colleague's addiction to tear-offs.
It's a fine addiction.
He did fit the stickers to his road car. Out comes Chettelard Racing had been from the lead. Grégoire Saucy cycles round for the moment's lead with the number 5 United Autosports car. Matteo Jensen, by the way, now aboard the high-class racing car. They sit second but will need to pit. Chettelard Racing rejoin this race, by the look of it, in 3rd place, but on pit lane, work from Algarve Pro has put, there you go, Enzo Trulli right on his tail.
Yeah.
So that's a great bit of pit work from the Algarve Pro Racing boys and girls, and it is boys and girls, to put Enzo Trulli in with a shot of having a crack here. That's Alpine hypercar driver Charles Mallacy. It goes wide in his pursuit of it, so he's pushing very hard. Nick Cassidy, by the way, is just 2 seconds back from this pair, but with a bit of traffic between them.
Yeah, we were just talking earlier on before these last round of pit stops that there was like 4 cars or 4 drivers that were really right up there in terms of their averages, and the other one to sort of loop into that, well, Ben Hanley was extremely quick, but then also Nick Cassidy was a 57.9 on his average, which is right up there in terms of the fastest.
Yeah, and by the way, all 3 of these are catching second place car Theo Jensen in the high class racing car that needs to pit. Gregoire Saucy from the lead is on pit lane now, so I would guess that Jensen is not going to be far behind him, is he?
No, I don't think so. He's got maybe 1 more lap. Maybe one.
There's second, third, fourth, and depending how quickly United Autosports turn this car around, there it is. It's going to be the lead battle.
Tear off. Beautiful. Charles Mallacy, I think it's going to come through and take the lead here.
It is because High Class Racing's on pit lane.
Right.
Yes, he is. So this is now the lead battle. There's your first place car. There's second, and just at the right-hand side of the screen, watch for the yellow
Charles
and green.
Mallacy got his nose chopped off there at turn 2. Is they going to open the door there for Enzo Trulli to have a crack at him up into turn 4? No, not quite, because I think the Kessel, Dustin Blattner, who's on board the 74 now.
Just as we watch the pit stop underway for High Class Racing, out goes the United Autosports car. So it's got quite a big advantage over this car. There he goes. It remains Gregoire Saucy at the wheel of the car. Mallacy from Trulli is half a second. 2.3 seconds back is Nick Cassidy. Then 11 seconds to Louis Delatraz. Matt Kaiser in the 20 Algarve Pro Racing car, further 5 seconds back. Then Hanley further second astray.
There's Chris Lulham is on board the 74, and they're leading now in the Kessel Racing number 74296.
Well, we said that was they'd put him in a good position with that pit stop. He picked up 4 seconds there.
It's 5.8 now.
Yes.
So he's stretched away. He's doing fine work in the 74 car.
59, and it's the McLaren. 5 seconds added for a virtual safety car infringement. He is the 59. They obviously had their issue earlier on. Now down in 17th place. That's not good news for Wayne Boyd, who's now aboard that car. Delayed with that spin, the aquaplaning spin, but luckily no contact for the Macca. Gentile Racing, Charles Lacey, Pro Racing Enzo Trulli.
It's going to be a good battle here, because that 25 car was extremely quick at the end of the race yesterday.
There they come. There is Nick Cassidy, by the way. I think he's closing.
Yeah. There really is not much in it in terms of averages. Maybe today, actually, the Chetelaar car is not quite as quick as it was yesterday. And I'd say that the 25 and the 43 are just a couple of tenths quicker over the stint.
Yep.
That's over 26, 27, or 23, 24 laps.
Don't know if Rocco's still to come in this Chetelaar car. This Chetelaar effort.
It's just taking a gel on board there, just keeping the energy levels topped up. I'm not surprised after flying for 25 hours. Good grief.
What class of seat you're in. That's brutal.
It's a long
He
time.
was telling me about the way that it had been done through Istanbul. And anybody who thinks about the glamorous jet set lifestyle, dream of.
It's going to give the opportunity there. I've just seen that bit of traffic in front of Charles Mallacy. Going to give the opportunity to Trulli to get by.
This is 6th car. Ben Hanley aboard the car. Brilliant run from Ben yesterday.
Yeah, he was class yesterday. Did a great job.
It's a run rather spoiled by what I think was a miscalculation by United on drive
1 lap
time.
short, wasn't it, Fayer?
To put Phil Fayer back in for literally a single lap before Paul Di Resta could climb aboard.
It cost him about a minute 15, didn't it?
Yeah. They could have made the difference at the end of that race. They could have been in contention, all the winners. And yet again, it's a Corvette being harassed by the 89 EBM Aston Martin. It's almost like this Aston Martin has got something against Corvettes. It seems to be in a wheel-to-wheel, nose-to-tail battle with a Corvette every time you look
Nicely
at
done,
it.
though, by the Aston Martin. The undercut there just got through and off nicely. Is he going to be able to drag race it round through and off all the way up into turn 4. They're side by side. James Rowe,
Ajith Kumar
in the number 11 car. James is not taken to the Corvette fully yet. He's still adapting. And
through goes the United car. Lismont should know this Corvette well. It a somewhat controversial run with Stella Motorsports in the early part of the GT World Challenge Europe.
He's got up the inside there, Lismont, on James Rowe. He's going to get the spot coming into turn 7, turn 8. Is that some rain we're seeing there?
I think it is, you know.
Yeah, it looks like it is some moisture.
It's tipping it again.
Oh, boy.
Oh, someone's to turn the tap on.
Wow. And, yeah, wipers going full blast.
Again from
see
absolutely nowhere.
Yeah. The wipers going there on the Corvette Z06 GT3R.
Just as we hit the...
There's a bit of thunder. Just hearing a bit of thunder there. This is deep. This is coming down really heavy now. You've got to be smart. You've got to just be really cautious. Any more than this with the standing water, and cars are going to be flying off again off the road. You've got to be super careful on those curbs as well. Any of the painted surfaces. I'm seeing James Allen going deep there on one of the GT cars, and he's making his moves.
Yeah, now it's survival time again, isn't it? This is a matter of getting around and getting around safely, because this is very heavy rain, but again, not everywhere.
Yeah, just in those spots, and that's that 7, 8 spot where we do see the weather come from. Turn 7, turn 8, James Allen really on it, trying to keep the energy in those rear tyres.
Ben Hanley is back in pit lane. I wonder if this is immediately for
rain tyres,
maybe.
Possibly.
Well, my guess is they're not in a winning position at the moment. Might as well take the gamble.
Yeah, see if they can do something else. Lars is still on board in the 22.
Yeah,
it's dry here.
Yeah, minute and a half back from the leader. If this sticks around, and he can get a couple of laps advantage on others that choose not to be. Got the yellows. That is the Breton racing car has got some problems there again.
Turn 15.
They've had some problems. He's on wet weather tyres, so that I'm sure is a strategic gamble from the currently out of position number 6 car. That, by the way, remember, thanks to Phil Thayer's aquaplaning incident during the first thing. There's the 26. That's going to need an intervention.
Yeah,
virtual safety car is coming.
Yeah. We see where that was at turn 15, yeah?
Yeah, turn 15 to the gravel. So he's lost it on the braking by the look of things. So that is coming in about 10 seconds time.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Virtual safety car deployed. Virtual safety car.
So back to VSC, and also off the number 9 car, that car from 4th in GT, so it clearly is already very tricky there. So, as I say, recovery will be required for the Breton racing car. Let's hope everybody else manages to keep it on the island. Car that was in trouble last time, 34 car. They've done a remarkable job to get that car back out. That was a significant hit, wasn't it? And Tom Ferrier and the TF Sports team.
Yeah, I think they just
top quality.
Yeah, and putting the reins on. So it looks like a bit of damage there on that rear bodywork. Not that clean.
It was the hit on the other side, wasn't it?
No, it was on that left rear.
Was it on the left rear?
Yeah. It wasn't much of a hit though. There wasn't much contact.
I suspect the JMR guys are looking at rather more damage.
Whoa, that was brutal.
T15 bear left, T15 bear left. We will have marshals and telehandler exposed on the right-hand side of T15.
A lot of gesticulating in there inside the cockpit.
He wants recovery to the track, is what it is. It's for, I mean, again, like you experience this in pretty much every race of your career, stuck in the gravel. How frustrating was it week after week?
Oh boy, you just can't help yourself. Yeah, it is frustrating when you're in that position and you're just waiting for recovery to come. And yeah, you know that there's a process and procedure, but you know you can see the laps just disappear. You know the position on the track. It's like sand through your fingers at this point.
Yeah.
And, Yeah, not much you can do. Just got to wait for the process to be run and for them to turn up with the right lifting equipment and remove you from that spot.
I mean, joking aside, I sort of apologise, but it was funny.
No, you don't. You're not sorry.
That's all. No, I'm really not. It is one of those moments, though, isn't it, where time plays tricks on you. It seems to sort of go from slow motion to fast forward.
Yes,
and it seems a lot worse than it actually is.
Yeah, and it's at that point you really recognise and realise when you're sat still how quickly things just pass you by. You know, they're at racing speed, or even at this sort of speed that you're stranded and you really are regretting any mistake that you've made. It does make you reflect rather quickly.
Chettilar Racing have stayed out. Algot Pro have gone for the wet weather tyres.
This is all of them just gambling, and honestly it really is right now a bit of a gamble, because we've seen how quickly it comes down, but then we've also seen how quickly it dries up, and so if you can exist out there on the dry tyres and it stops raining very quickly, you're in a great spot.
Let's go down to David Addison. He's popped along to Origine and is with Lorraine Heinrich.
As you can imagine, the pit lane is a hive of activity at the moment. Wet tyres have appeared. Lauren Heinrich, we were saying early on, Bob Yuan was doing another mega job in your Porsche. Well, that remains true, but now we've got the weather to think about as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Bob, as we saw yesterday, he repeated it again. I mean, he's just masterclass driving, I have to say. And now, I think the race will get really interesting again. We had a short shower before. Now it seems with a little bit more intensity. We have a virtual safety car now, so the pits are open for 2 laps for everyone to hopefully make the right decision with the tires. As we know here, the rain usually doesn't last so long and it dries up really quick, but now it seems really intense. So let's see, we have the wets ready here, but I'm not even sure what we decide to.
I was going to really ask, what is the right decision? I mean, do you know from listening on the radio whether it's wet all the way around or just selected parts?
I mean, the only thing which is consistent in this race is that the rain always comes from turn 6. But the rest is so hard to predict. Honestly, it's like gambling. It's let's see. I mean, the wets are ready. I think we're gonna put them on because it doesn't stop. So therefore, we just have to prioritize safety.
Good luck. Thank you.
Yeah, great to get the update from Lauren. You know, he's an absolute pro, but they are, like everybody that's in that pit lane, they are all trying to understand what's the right move here, and it is really a bit of a gamble and just looking to try and keep the car safe, and it really does depend on who you've got in the car and how much that team manager or engineer trusts that driver to deal with the conditions.
Yeah, I mean, just hearing in my left ear from David Addison, he's reporting we can see it. It's a different kind of batch of rain here, isn't it? Remember, we had the heavy rain that really affected it from turn 3 through to about, 5? Mm-hmm. But now it's heavy rain on pit lane, the pit straight. We've seen the trickiness at turn 15, so it's a significantly more even challenge, if you like. It's not the same. Makes it interesting. But, David Addison also reporting, I'm not going to report what he said about the bliss to the gusset in any way, shape or form. So can we say less chafing?
I'm not going to make any comment about David's underwear.
We're going to just leave that for a moment for reflection. Charles Mallacy leads the race at the moment under the virtual safety car. No safety car called as yet, so they're still opting for the opportunity for teams to pit, and he hasn't pitted. So Mallacy is out there on slick tyres at the moment. And where is the race leader? Coming to complete this lap now, and is not pitting this time either, so they're going to stay out, I'm sure of it. No, they're not. He's on pit lane, so I was wrong. Put that one down.
Don't worry, I have.
Yeah, so they have finally decided to come down pit lane. How long is this going to cost them? They need to be quick here.
Fuoco making the change.
They're making the change. This could cost them the lead, you know. We haven't seen CrowdStrike Racing for APR back down the pit lane either, have we? He's not pitted, Louis Delatraz, I don't think.
I haven't seen. No, he pitted about 5 laps ago.
Okay, so before the rain.
Yeah. So no, he's not. But I saw Nielsen Racing were getting ready. They had Quinn ready to go in.
He's now just pitted, Louis Delatraz, because he'd still be out on the dry weather tyres as well. Now, Tom Dillman has just, I think he may well have gone through to the lead. Dillman is where it's going to be very tight. We see pit exit Louis. Now. There's Louis pitting, but it's pit exit we need to see, because that is between. Change. He is 25 is ahead of 47.
Malbiakis from getting in. This is early for getting that driver in the car. The last hour and 50 to go.
So again, pitting the car earlier in this virtual safety car period. 59 seconds on pit lane for Algarve Pro Racing, 1 minute and 3 for Chetilar Racing, and that has given Algarve Pro Racing the lead. There may be a fuel disparity here, but either way, on track position, they've got it.
20 cars not stopped, still got Kaiser on board.
Now on pit lane.
Right.
As is RD Limited, James Allen pitting.
Yeah, I was about to say they're the next ones.
Yeah, plus Gregoire Saucy and Griffin Peoples. Here is the 87 car.
Right, so all of the ones that didn't.
They're ready with tyres.
I think everybody's going for tyres, aren't they?
Yeah. Safety car not yet called, so the pit entry is still open. That is the critical difference here. As soon as we are told the safety car has been scrambled, it doesn't have to be on track, but as soon as it comes on the screens, pits are closed.
Sure.
Pits entry is closed. Did they do tyres? They did do tyres. Surely they did tyres.
I think they did. I didn't see though. But all of the P2 runners, they took the opportunity to change tyres, but also change driver.
But they were still fueling. I don't think they did tyres. 87.
Wow. Heinrich on board? No, he can't be.
It's Leo.
Because he's been too long.
Minute and 6 seconds. I'm sure they didn't do tyres.
Safety car deployed. Safety car deployed.
That's it now. So nobody
car 25,
from this
keep 80. All other cars to catch up behind car 25. We are on the safety car.
So pretty much everybody has zeroed the clock in terms of drive time and in terms of strategy, fuel. I can't believe there are many, if any, cars out there on dry weather tyres now. Algarve Pro Racing lead this race. Tom Dillman at the wheel of the 25 car ahead of the 47 Chetilar Racing car. Yesterday's race winners in a strong position again. Antonio Fuoco aboard the car.
We're just hearing the 87 car is on wet.
We just didn't see it.
No.
Yeah, so this is the lead gap, but it's not 1.7 seconds anymore.
I know it's tricky out there. Make your best to reach the queue behind the leader.
This doesn't going to matter anyway, because the safety car is now on track and the train will be led by the lead two cars. And just looking behind, they're going to have a substantial advantage on third place car Nick Cassidy, because unless the cars behind are in a position to be waved by, there are lots of cars between.
Yeah, I think there's going to be there's a couple of cars, the 74 and the 87 in GT, that are one lap in front of everyone else. So I think there's going to be certain cars that are going to get the wave by here.
Well, let's see where they are in the queue. So these are two lead cars. Then there's the TF Sport 11 car.
So they'll get the wave by.
They will get the wave by. Here comes the Toyota Supra safety car.
So the leaders are in 74. It's just going into turn 15 now.
There's a substantial number of cars that will get a wave by here.
Yeah.
So 74 has got, I'd say, half the pack ahead of him. 17 is cycling back to the lead for CLX Motorsport.
So whatever problem they had earlier on in the race, it seems that's cleared.
Car 34, please pick up the pace to reach the queue behind safety car. 34,
let's take
pick up
a look
the pace.
back as we've long passed the halfway mark under the safety car. The action so far. Started again in bright sunshine. It was Jens Gareno Moller in the high-class racing car that led the race from pole just briefly. Giorgio Roda from the second row taking immediate advantage, 3 wide into turn 1, but Muller, it was, watching Roda, just drift a little wide and regaining the lead into turn 2 with no major issues this time around, although there was a clash between Phil Thayer and Alexander Matchell that turned around Nemo, the number 3 car for DKR. He would rejoin and make his way back up the pack. It was close run stuff in a battle in GT in the early stages. There is Matchell rejoining after his woes with the QMMF AMG and the JMR Corvette contesting the lead, and it would be the Qatari driver that took the lead of the race. Giorgio Roda soon back ahead of Jens Reidar Muller. Then Bob Yuan in dive bombing mode, making his way up the order. The same for Georgios Kolovos in the 43 into Europol car. An attempt to look up the inside from the number 9 Get Speed car on Yasser Shaheen. Side by side, United Autosports and Georgios Kolovos as he took the position from the other LMP2, and a clash between the 2 GT cars before aquaplaning in heavy rain from nowhere came, catching out Dan Schneider, Phil Thayer there. Yasser Shaheen stranded, battered by a helpless Antara Sau in the number 10 car. That Porsche has been back in the lead. Spin 2 from the United Autosports McLaren. This is how it looked from on board with Antara Sau. That's how it sounded, and that's his reaction. And Montai have got that Porsche back out and running. No such luck, I'm afraid, for the JMR car, and this is the other reason why, because the next car along was the Racing Team Turkey car. JMR luckless in that regard. Both the other cars involved there, though, back out and running, and Yasser Shaheen is okay. Some cracking battles then, the next phase of the race, in LMP2 in particular. Battle packs of 2, 3 and even 4 cars at times. The Pro Racing team celebrating progress there, and this was Sharma Lacey making his way up the order. 22 car Proton competition battling away with Algar Pro Racing in the damp part of the track at turn 3. Next up it was Proton competition and into Europol. Fantastic little battle at that stage. Rain still on the horizon.
Left, T15 bare left, we will have Marshalls.
First car to be caught out this time around was the Breton Racing 26 Ligier. Brief run off track from the high-flying number 9 Get Speed AMG. We'll bring out the virtual safety car, and now the safety car with 1 hour and 42 minutes to go, 56 laps run. Algar Pro Racing's 25 car in the hands of Tom Dillman leads. Yesterday's race winner Antonio Fuoco in the Chatelaar Racing 47 into Europol right there in their 43 car, with Crown Strike Racing by APR and RD Limited completing the top 5 overall. Next class leader up is the GT class leading Kessel Racing car. Great pit work from them has put Chris Lulham in a position to now take the lead of the race. He's 15th overall ahead of the Origine Porsche and the 37 QMMF by Get Speed AMG. CLX Motorsports and strategic brilliance from them early on has cycled them back round to the lead. They're at 16th place overall from the number 8 from Team Virage, with a 23 events number 71 car. So a couple of cars had poor days yesterday are in better days today. Montai's number 10 car is back on pit lane, I'm afraid, and the JMR 66 car is out of the race.
Yeah, and we're just seeing the wave by here with the those runners that were out of position behind the safety car. So they've been told to pass the safety car, and they're now running around the track trying to catch up to the back of the pack. So that's going to bring a number of the GT runners back onto the lead lap, which is great to hear and great to see. And yeah, I think this is going to be another pretty big shake-up here with this. The weather has calmed somewhat. The track is still wet. But I think that this is going to be another part of the race, another chapter in it, let's say, for all of these teams and how they deal with this wet weather and these tyres that are currently on the car with new drivers on board, quite a few of them. And just to sort of see how they go through this next phase of the race, hour and 40 minutes to go. So there's an awful lot that's going to happen here.
It's two fundamentally different challenges, isn't it? We saw on the last weather last weather intervention, if you like, what we had there were cars on different tyres with a partially wet track, and it was who was dealing with that best. What we think at the moment is pretty much everybody may well be on wets.
I would say yes.
Yeah. And a pretty much fully wet track. Not quite, but pretty much fully wet track.
It's not quite fully wet there. That was the spot where all the weather was coming from, but it's actually not that wet there on the entry to turn 7.
He's not getting tired.
Yeah, just taking it easy down there. It's been tough. I mean, he's been busy.
He has indeed.
Nearly as busy as David Addison, but not quite.
Not as moist.
No, true.
But yeah, I'm back into place where offline standing water again, and at racing speeds that's going to be a place where you start to see rooster tails as well.
Yeah, and it's going to be okay, who blinks first here by going through and into the slick dry tyre?
Go away, he says politely. I don't know what he's saying in Polish, but I bet it's not polite.
ARC Bratislava.
I thought that was into Europol.
I think it's ARC Bratislava.
It is indeed. I just noticed the bodywork. Good to have them back.
Yeah, brilliant.
They're a good bunch. They're a long-time team manager, by the way, Michaela, now with Breton Racing, has been all season. So a Czech team and a Slovak team, and I'm very aware I described Breton Racing as Slovakian earlier. That's the reason why it was in my head. They are indeed, of course, a Czech Republic team. Close neighbours.
Right.
And not as much offence as I've caused with naming nationalities before.
You have a bit of a track record of it.
Well,
I want to bring it up, but you have now.
The diplomatic incident and the subsequent small war did blow over quite quickly, so that's okay.
Colombian and
Venezuela.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about Venezuela.
99, you need to close this gap, please. The gap is increasing. 99, if you can't keep the pace, move to the side to let the other pass. Car 99, pick up the pace.
That's the 99 JMR Corvette, and that is Ben Green at the wheel of that car. Let's hope Ben's not got a problem. That's the locally based team. A Prince of Peace in each of those cars, and I believe His Majesty was with us briefly yesterday. Came here to watch goings on.
Fantastic. It is
the
looking pretty dry.
Safety car is starting his 3rd lap. Safety car is starting his lap 3.
So the reason for explaining that from Gwen Boursier is that the cessation of this lap, pits will be open.
I can see a few people could possibly come in.
Well, they're all going to take a look and see what they think in terms of drivability. They're all going to be looking hawk-like at the weather radar. And most really sensible race teams, and trust me, most race teams have some really sensible people in them. There's somebody local that knows the way the weather behaves.
Yeah. Maybe this end of this lap is a little bit too soon.
Charlie Samani.
Yeah.
David Yarigon.
But yeah, I could see with
Young in the background. Sorry, excuse me, Ollie.
No problem. As quickly as this racetrack dries, there may well be a few here that are going, can we? And as engineers always are, they're impatient. They're like, yes, how early can we go to the slick tyre? And they're always liking a driver that goes, yeah, I can do it. I know I can handle the conditions. And there's a lot more pros in the cars right now, and so they'll be really leaning on that experience that these pros have to go, right, come on, when do you think? Is it this lap? Is it the next lap?
Yeah. Sam Cox. Massive legacy of success for Algarve Pro Racing in this championship.
Yeah.
Well, talking about Algarve Pro Racing, you know, they listened to me was very quick, who was already there. David Addison is down in the Algarve Pro garage with Enzo Trulli.
Enzo, that was quite a stint. It was a good drive, a good battle, and you had the weather to cope with as well.
Yeah, it was amazing. The car felt amazing, and I'm improving every lap. You know, with traffic is something new for me. So every lap I do I learn something. So yeah, it was quite a fight. I was really close to Milesi, a bit short. Then the rain came. So yeah, we are still in the lead. So this is good. For now it's amazing race. Yesterday was really good. Let's see if we can close it like this.
How are you enjoying LMP2? A little different from what you've been driving?
Yeah, I mean, the car is amazing, super fast. And, you know, it was the first time I did more than 40 minutes race. So also that, to manage myself, is not easy, but I'm doing quite well, I think.
We read, of course, of your award with Porsche Motorsport Asia Pacific. Now you're doing something very different. What's the future?
Well, the future is for sure combine both. Next year will be, I think, a good program. And, you know, Porsche is giving me a really good opportunity, and I'm working as hard as possible to become a Porsche driver.
Fantastic. Well done. Good stint.
Yeah,
I have to say, very impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's got such a look of his dad, isn't he? And he talks very similar to him as well, mannerisms and stuff. But we are going to go back to green here very shortly.
Well, move away from the fences if you're here, and strap yourself in if you're at home and you've got your couch so fitted with safety devices.
Green flag, no overtake before the line.
Away we go, and it's going to be under the control of Tom Dillman. He goes and takes the wide line. Away we go now, back to green flag racing on a very wet circuit in parts.
It is, but the dry patches are going to come super quickly here. Settlar's looking to come up the inside, as well as the Nick Cassidy. Not too far back in the interior pod, and I think that's United car.
That is the 6 car coming back. That's Paul Di Resta now, I think, isn't it, aboard that car?
Yeah, he's looking to unlap himself.
It's Ben Hanley back aboard the car.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's not got out the car, my apologies. It's trying to get himself back up the lead lap because of the delay they had with the off and fill flare.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, the Settlar car going up the inside into turn 4. This is for the lead. And as he made that move stick, Fuoco has delivered that car, got past Dillman up the inside. That's impressive.
So he's got confidence in what he's got underneath him here, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly has.
Ben Hanley is going to be slightly frustrated. He would have been hoping he could have got closer to that lead pair to get back onto the lead lap. There's still a chance here.
Yeah.
But Fuoco's, confidence in that car looks pretty ironclad.
He is in a pretty rich vein of form, isn't he?
By the way, we've also got the issue here that we've got Nick Cassidy and Melty Jakobsen right behind Ben Hanley for position. Is he going to be getting blue flags?
Yeah, Ben Hanley's definitely got his work cut out, trying to make get that lap back.
A mixed bag of LMP2, 3 and GT cars here. So Ben Hanley looking to try to do it. He's got him. I think he's got.
He's certainly gone deep going into 14. Is he going to be able to stop it and make it stick? He kind of has. Well, no, Ben's got pushed off by Tom Dillman there. Just a little bit of side-by-side contact. I wouldn't say Tom pushed him off, but it was a bit of an optimistic move there by Ben, and he's really gone deep on the brakes.
Again, though, it looks like Ben Hanley is looking to take that position. He's going to get a better run here. There has been a switch behind, by the way, because now fellow Peugeot factory drivers, this is where Milt Jakobsen went past Nick Cassidy and is back up, is up now into 3rd place, and that's
turn 11.
As I say, Peugeot teammates in this coming year. So Ben Hanley now unlapping himself in the 2nd place car, but Fuoco's gone.
Yeah, he's just checked out, hasn't he? Absolutely checked out.
Cars 37 and 85 are going to get 5 seconds added to the next pit stop. That is the Duquesne, and 37 is the QMF car.
30 car.
Trouble for the 30
Spinning
car.
turn 1. Yeah.
That's from 6th. Mikkel Jensen will have taken advantage there, so he's going to have lost a position.
Tom's not liking this wet weather.
Really
he's got Molt going around the outside of him, coming out of turn 4, but can Molt get it up the inside into 5? Yes, he can. And Tom's going to have to breathe there and give him the position. There's something not quite clicking at the moment for Tom Dillman on the wet weather tyre. And it might be just a simple thing, in setup that really works in the dry for Tom and that 25 car, but then in the rain, it's not quite there.
We know Algar Pro Racing like a split strategy. I'm not saying he's on dry weather tyres, but there could be a difference in pressures.
Yeah, it could be difference in pressures, or there could just be some differences there in car setup that really makes the wet weather tyre work. And where the 25 has had a bit of an advantage in the dry, let's say, in the wet, it's not so strong.
Debris. Quite a bit of debris.
Yeah, that's
actually.
turn 1, isn't it?
So we'll keep an eye out to see whether or not.
So was this the
that was the
30?
contact. That was 30, and that was 5, I think.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't. Was it?
Was it the 5 or was it the?
I'm not sure on that.
I think Matthias Besch. Sorry, Matthias Besch. We're talking about. Michael Jensen was with him, but it's whether or not there was contact that caused it. The fact there's debris there indicates there was.
This is Cem still on board the 64 Nielsen car.
They've had a really quiet race today, haven't they?
It's not quite clicked for them, has it?
Nowhere near the competitive level than yesterday. Antonio Fuoco, meanwhile, pushing on. What's the lap times like? He's quicker at the moment than Malte Jakobsen.
He's put 5 seconds into Molt in, what, 2-3 laps?
But that was the lap that Molt had to get by the other 2 cars. So now we're in clear air. Now we're going to get a lap that shows a bit more parity. And what's it going to be like now? I think Fuoco is the quicker at the moment. This is the battle for 4th in GT, on board now with Parker Thompson in the 69 BMW, trying to get onto terms with Anthony Bartone in the number 9 car.
Yeah, WRT will be enjoying this spell of weather here. I think that the BMW is quicker in these conditions. As soon as the track gets cooled, they tend to go quicker. And that's been one of their biggest issues around here this weekend, is that the track temperature is just, and they can't keep the Michelin underneath them. So as soon as they've got this opportunity to run in these wet conditions and everybody's on the rain tyre, I think that they feel that they're in a far more balanced playing field and a better position so that they can really utilise their strengths.
Yeah, it's a battle pack here of LMP3 cars. This is for 3rd position in LMP3 between the 71 and the 23, the 223 events cars. It's the 71 that's ahead at the moment.
Not for long, I don't think.
No, the 85 is laps down here. It's
23 around the outside.
23 is the one that's not got the replacement bodywork at the front and the side.
It's only the 23 is getting on with it. The way they just turned the car into turn 5 there, really moving on the tyre, and he's hanging the rear out and really enjoying driving that car, but it's going to be working that rear tyre. Full course yellow.
There's this for 30 car running off course, I think, and getting down to the speed limit there. That's likely before the debris. Now, you may be thinking, that was a tiny bit of debris. It was clipped, by the way. Allowed the chasing car to get back with both of them.
Yeah, they led each other off the track there. Tristan Vautier on board the 30 now.
Spirited disagreement there.
Yeah, there's a lot of conversation there. Team Virage. 22 car. Who's on board that now? It's Felipe Laza still on board that.
He's doing a fair job, Felipe. He's not had much time in LMP2 cars. And by the way, if watching and listening in from home, Stefan Aust, who should have been in this car, a nasty injury, really a horrible shot. Portimao.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing okay, Stefan, and we will see you soon.
Hopefully back for Dubai.
Let's hope so. Don't like to see that in a motor race. I mean, none of us do. It's one of those mix-up accidents. So should have been making his P2 appearance here. Bernardo Souza, the latest of a number of late additions in that car. Got a cast list as long as a Hollywood movie at one point. Chetanlar Racing, by the way, 6.7 seconds ahead. We've got 2 more cars that are going to get penalties, 94 and 29. 29 is the Forestier Racing car, isn't it? That's the Lucas Figuri pedal car. 94 is the High Class Racing. Down in 8th in MP3, second place car from yesterday. Virtual safety car infringements.
Fuoco really has got a grip on this race, and he's read these conditions brilliantly. And this car just seems to have come alive in these conditions with him behind the wheel.
I'll tell you what, though, he may be pulling away from Jakobsen, but Ben Hanley's still in there to try to get himself unlapped.
Yeah, he is. He's just sort of off 4 or 5 seconds, isn't he? But he needs to get by him and then start driving away.
There he is.
Yep.
There he is, popping up. He'll be waiting for the leader to be hitting a bit of traffic. There's not a lot of traffic. A couple of 3 laps though, there will be.
Yeah.
Just looking at the car tracker. It's past the 77 Proton car. You'll see Bratislava next up, and after that, a lot of clear air before a huge gaggle of GT traffic. This is it, with LMP3s in the mix.
Yeah, in these conditions, the GTs and the LMP3s are certainly going to be sort of mixing it up and in and around one another for lap after lap after lap, which I think does somewhat frustrate the both classes, let's say. Talking to a few guys, a few different drivers, and they were sort of asking for ways that they could just separate the LMP3 class and the GT class a little bit more, just to make it a little bit easier for the two classes to race and exist on track together.
Yep.
And not trip over one another.
Replay of some action in
EBM 89 going deep, and the 11 car just back up the inside there. I think it's James Rowe on board the 11.
Yet again, it's the EBM car in a battle with a Corvette.
Yes, two of them are sort of stuck together.
It's not always the same Corvette. That's the weird thing. I think he's looking for them. It's probably some kind of grudge. A little bit like you with Aston Martins. Oh, hang on. This will be the 99 car, the surviving JMR car, with a driver change underway. Then green time will be done. Hour and 23 minutes to go. We're looking for where? This is the 30 car and the 88 car now. So 30 and 88. The 70 car in the mix there is a laps car.
Yeah, so it's Vautier, and who's on board the 88 now?
88 is Lorenzo Fluxa.
Fluxa, yes. Just getting the spot back there, and just these two are going to keep going at it.
It's not going RD Limited's way today.
No, definitely not.
Charmalesi put Châtelard Racing into a great position earlier in this race. We're now in a different phase with Fuoco aboard. So it's time for Denny Villadsen to talk to the little Frenchman.
Just over an hour and 20 minutes to go. Charmalesi out of number 47. The leading car, it's looking good.
Yeah, I mean, was difficult, with the switch on the slick tires. But yeah, we had to do some management with the tires and also with the fuel, as we stopped one lap earlier than the others. So I had to do a lot of fuel saving on my first stint. And yeah, beginning of the second stint, we started to see some drops coming. But here it's quite difficult to know if it's going to rain a lot or not. Like yesterday, and today it was like big rain, so we don't know when it's going to stop. So I think now we just need to see how long it stays and at which moment we have to do the switch with the slick tires, or if we have to stay with the slicks until the end.
What are you hearing from Antonio in the car? Is it really wet, really horrible, really difficult out there?
It's his first time in a car in a wet condition, so he's doing quite well. Because he was at the FIA ceremony, he didn't had the chance to drive the car on wet on Friday. So yeah, I mean, he's doing a pretty good job. So hopefully we can keep this momentum, and we'll see how it goes.
Charles, well done. Yeah, good point that, isn't it? Because you get thrown into the car for the first time in the wet, and by the way, you've got to maintain the race lead. Talk about pressure.
Yeah, just a touch, and try doing that after 25 hours of flying around the world.
Understatement, I think, of the year there. He's doing a pretty good job. He's never been in the car before.
Yeah, fair
in the rain, and he's just driving away from Molt Jacobsen, Nick Cassidy, Tom Dillman.
Is a quality driver, and there's something about sports car racing. Again, is a guy coming out of single seaters where he did pretty well, but coming into sports car racing and finding a niche that's just suddenly clicked with him. It is still stair-rodding it down with rain out there, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
This, by the way, battle between two of the AF Corsa cars, the 51 and the 21. 51 has already passed that 56 Aston Martin behind. So this is Sean Galale getting to grips with this. He's put a move on Simon Mann, full season WC driver in the Ferrari, and has passed him good stuff from Sean. He's enjoying this little adventure, isn't
Johnny Adam on board the Acuria Cos, Blackthorn, Aston Martin. He's right there in the mix as well.
So yeah, there's full pro driver aboard the Aston and 2 silvers aboard in these Ferraris. Ferraris look like one or two in this stage of the race in this weather.
Yeah, in these conditions, they're using the tyre nicely, and the 296 is an amazing machine. And yeah, certainly, I think in these conditions on this track surface, I think that the Ferrari will be very, very strong. Is this the Parker Thompson car? 69 up against the 37, gets speed, and this is for third position.
Third. This is third now.
Yeah, third position.
Because the Origin car is in splendid isolation. Or is it? There it is. I think just ahead of this pair.
Yeah.
12 seconds ahead of this pair.
Yeah, and as I was talking about, I think that the BMW does like these conditions. Whenever the track temperature can start sort of cooling off, that's when this M4 comes alive, and they're looking to make the hay while the sun is not shining. The wet weather is out there, and it's a damp track.
Got it.
Deep on the brakes. There goes Parker Thompson, and he's got the job done. Nicely done, nice and clean. And P3 car there, sort of in the mix as well, just sticking its nose in on the QMF 37. And this is going to give Parker a little bit of breathing room there.
Indeed. Nice move though to take the position. Save the gap now from the BMW to the next challenge, which is Leo Yehongli. Is flight delay with that challenge in traffic. Chetila Racing lead overall. CLX lead in LMP3. This is the 85 RSGP car trying to make its way back up the order. It's down in 7th place. Hugo Schwarzer finding it easy for Sergio Le Mans Series Challenge, the RSGP team. Battle between the 2 Proton cars. This is for 8th position. Lorenzo Flux and Felipe Laza. Coming together on track. A couple of cracking liveries from Proton this season in the Age of the
beautiful cars.
The iconic Felgenweier family colours and this lovely multi shades of green livery on the 22. Just behind them again, I think that is the 70 in the hands of Jacob Abel. It is a lapped car now. Vector Sport Arilar, another team that's their travails today. It's Dan Schneider caught out by that standing water as the rain tumbled down the first time we come to a virtual safety car.
Yeah, it seems very, very wet this end of the track here, so turns 13, 14, and but it's just seeing this overtake again. Parker Thompson coming down at the inside, the QMF Mercedes, nice and clean, got it done. Go on board here, yeah, just a little bit later on the brakes, and he's drifting it off the corner as well quite nicely. He's having fun. In the who's that on board the 22? Is it Fluxer?
It's Fluxer.
Yeah, he's in those rear tyres a little bit warm. He cooled off a bit as they come down here into turn 1. It is heavy rain here. Just picking your spots, just trying to use all the grip that you can find. They're driving very different lines now than they would in the dry. The dry lines will have a certain amount of rubber on, and that provides less grip. So all the time you're hunting around trying to find, big snap there from the 88 car as it came through, and the 22 was also on the exit curb of turn 3, which is super unusual. Yeah, not a lot of grip out there on those painted surfaces, and that certainly as a driver is something you want to avoid.
It's getting wetter and worse, isn't it? One quick penalty to just report. It's for the last running car in LMP3, 5 seconds for a virtual safety car infringement for the 26 Breton Racing crew, another crew that's really not having a good day today. We'll just report we are now at the stage where the leader is in traffic, but then so is Malte Jakobsen. That gap came down to just under 5 seconds briefly and is now up to 8. But look in the background at who is catching the leader.
Yeah, Ben Hanley.
Ben Hanley. So Hanley at the moment is in 13th position and the first lapped car, but he is quicker at the moment than the race leader, and looking to see what he can do to get back onto the lead lap.
Yeah, it'd be quite a turnaround if he could get up on terms with Fuoco.
Well, I think if he gets there, Fuoco will be effectively told to let him go.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
And that, he'll be aware of that too.
Yeah. Yeah, but look at the lines that Fuoco's driving here. He's just so clinical with where he's placing the car and the way that he's driving through those particularly wet sections of the racetrack, and where and how he's coming through here. It does look treacherous down there at turn 3.
We saw that clash at turn 1 a little while ago. Car 5, which is Mikkel Jensen aboard the United Autosports car, is getting a drive-through penalty for causing a collision with car 30, the RD Limited car.
Right.
So that number 5 is in 7th place at the moment.
Yep, when you see how Fuoco's driving around this track, you go, well, that's one of the reasons why he's so much quicker. He's picking the points, he's driving on, he's not driving a dry line, he's driving a wet line, very much so. And he's just hunting the whole time for the grip. And that's what the very best drivers in the world do, is they look constantly trying to find where the grip is when it's these sort of conditions.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, isn't it, when you find a driver like Antonio Fuoco, he just finds a formula. And by that I mean a form of racing that just suits his style, his attitude, his aptitude.
Yeah, and it's also in these sorts of situations, like the move he's just put on 2 GT cars there, right round the outside. And he just had the confidence to do it and executed it and just got on with it. Ben's just got caught up behind those GT cars as they came through turns 12 and 13. And it's sometimes stuff just works for you. It just the opportunity opens up, its door just opens, you just walk straight through it.
Yeah. So 13 minutes till we get into the final hour of 4 hours this afternoon, 8 hours here in Sepang. It's been another fabulous weekend of racing for the Asian
action packed, hasn't
it? Really has.
Yeah,
it does produce good racing, this track, in multi-class racing. And again, that's another odd part of it. Yellow flag turn 15 entry. We've got no car. 23 is rather staggering through there.
Yeah, going again now.
I think that might have had a run through the gravel. That is Isaac Karashi.
More rain tyres ready for the Proton Banksy car, 77.
Well, they will be reasonably convinced then that this rain has got a while to go.
They've been on slicks. You see that?
Were they?
Yes.
I think that possibly answers the question as to whether or not he's been through the gravel there.
I'm going to get a shot here from the cameraman. Can we show us the tyres again?
They have.
They have been on slicks.
Oh, that's not slicks ready as well, though, is it? So 23, I think by the look of it, he was on his way in, and I think he's found the gravel on his way into pit lane.
Yeah, maybe just overcooked the entry a little bit there. And get the old dust, the broom out there. I think the tyre guy or the truckie might be looking for the broom right now to try and sweep that bit of...
He doesn't run back through the same gravel he's just shed.
Yeah, exactly. Spin it up into everybody's faces as he leaves the pit box.
Yeah, 30 and 49 battling for what the moment at this point is the final point scoring position. Comes 9th and 10th as the 5-car runs through pit lane.
RD Limited haven't had that sort of fairy tale run, have they, like they did last year?
Took a win here in their sports car racing debut.
23 is struggling to fire up, we're hearing from David. I'll tell you what, the turn 3 spot, it looks absolutely treacherous in the P2 car. Seeing that it's sort of like standing water, sort of maybe even running water there. 23, just as they were reaching for the dollies.
It's a bit like a toddler, isn't it? As soon as you actually go for the thing they don't want to see, they decide, okay, I'll comply. But yeah, that's turn 3. It's
sketchy, I would say.
Again, in the years we've been talking about racing here, it's a place you've spotted early where the overtaking position is going to come in 2 or 3 corners time. But to do it, turn 3 is critical.
Yeah.
Turn 3 is, it's kind of, you need absolute confidence and high grip, and if it's not there when you were hoping it was there, disaster awaits.
We can see it in a way a number of the P2 cars have had that sort of snap, that body language in the car, and it's sort of like, yeah, that is not good. That is high speed, and if it starts to go wrong there, then it's it's going to be big.
It's going to go wrong in a big way.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to give us something for the highlights reel. Put it that way, and not in a good way,
No.
boys and girls.
No, definitely not.
So the gap now, by the way, Antonio Fuoco has suddenly found space, so that traffic has worked for him, and you described it beautifully again, Ollie. Now 16 seconds to the good. That was 6.
He's 3 seconds to 2 seconds a lap faster than everybody else in the class at the moment. It's an absolute masterclass from Fuoco right now. Whatever he's doing, everyone needs to be watching and looking.
Yeah. Matthias Becher with Matt. I'd noticed, by the way, I meant to mention it earlier, that the Monza number 10 car, having rejoined the race after that repair, has been in the garage now for a long time. I think that is done.
Fortunately, yeah, all of those incidents, that rain that we had, that real sharp shower.
With both those cars involved with the impact of the same other car.
Yeah, the 66.
Really, really unlucky. So there's the 30 car, with that rubber going back on that car.
I believe the 77 was out there on slicks. It's amazing. 3 car going deep there at turn 14. That was a miscalculation.
Harry King aboard the 77 car now, down in 17th place. Be interested to see what Harry can do in these conditions. It's a long way back to get to a point scoring position, but I'm sure we'll have fun trying. 43, it's Europol competition. Rolling down pit lane now from 4th overall, the hands of Nick Cassidy.
Yeah,
should be the end of his time, I think.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of P2 cars just coming in for stops. They're looking to get their final driver in and through. So I see that Nielsen have stopped and switched to Alex Quinn in the car. There we go.
Yeah, indeed. And it is a driver change 2 for 43 into Europol. That gets Nick Cassidy.
Norman Seagull is going to be getting in.
Norman Seagull, who knows how to win in the Age of Le Mans series, as we said last time around. Took his first sports car win and the first sports car win in LMP2 overall for Europol in the Age of Le Mans series in Dubai some years ago. A race into darkness. And he and Kiffin Simpson giving the likes of Neil Jarley the shock of their lives when they realised how much pace these young kids have got.
Yeah, here comes Antonio Fuoco, continues on this amazing charge. 18 seconds in the lead now in the P2 class.
It looks a bit brighter out there. So plenty of just at that point in the circuit, the sunshine was beginning to break through.
Just over an hour to go. Fuoco's gone deep there, and it's we're getting reports. Oh, and that's one of the challenges here with the windscreen wiper running constantly, and Cassidy's just giving us the messages here. It's super difficult to see when you get the windscreen wiper sort of delaminating and smearing its rubber all over that tear off there that's just come off the windscreen, that really visibility is very, very compromised.
I think his car's in trouble. I think his car is in trouble on its outlap. Double yellows at turn 3, and I'm looking at the tracker, and I think the 43 car has been off the road.
Yeah, it's moving again now.
But it's just been overtaken by the race leader.
Yeah, it's now a lap down.
So, trouble on its, well, that's new tyres. Tricky track conditions. What else has been involved here?
Yeah, the P22 car coming down pit lane. It's getting drier just there on the front straight. The rain has stopped.
Yeah, David Anderson confirming that it is indeed improving, but how quickly would it improve?
Certainly no way as much standing water here at turn 1 and turn 2, starting to get that little bit drier.
This is the thing, and one of the plus sides with so many cars on track is that you will get a drying line more quickly. We're going to see.
What's going on with
Is this the 43 we're going to see? No, it's not. This is a different issue.
29, just running a little bit wide there.
But you are going to get the wet weather tyres effectively squeegeeing the water on the racing line out to the sides.
I think also the heat that's in the track, and also as soon as the sun comes out, it just starts to burn this water off the surface. It just depends on where the humidity is right now.
So we're not a million miles away from the final potential pit stops for any of the GT cars.
Yeah, they're going to be lining those up very, very quickly.
And potential dramas, by the way, at the moment for the leading car in LMP3. It's car 17. Leads Team Virage's car 8 by just 3.5 seconds. Is under investigation for virtual safety car infringement. That could be costly. It was the third place car. Third place car is probably about a minute back.
Almost a dry line there on the way into turn 7.
So
it's not much spray here at all. Little patches there on the road.
well, here's the thing.
Yeah, we're seeing it almost a dry spot here coming into turn 9.
We've got a few minutes before these cars get to pit. We're going to see these switching to slicks.
I mean, it's going to take a bold move. That would be a gamble for sure. With as much standing water as there is, dollies.
26 car. Well, that's why.
Wow, they've had a really rough.
Those legality panels must be the most hated thing in the world of an LMP3 team owner.
It doesn't look like that's what they're just trying to fix here, to be
No,
perfectly honest. There's something else going on here.
There's two of the new designs that we've got 23 in the garage as well, so again LMP3 are in a bit of a wretched period here. They do have a couple of solutions to a quick change. A DES, quick change rear end, but there is a penalty in terms of weight.
Sure.
And the Ginetta with a slightly less quick change, slightly less weight-induced solution, but it's certainly not the legality panel. That was the car that took a sideways biff, wasn't it, in the turn 1, leaving the debris.
Yeah, with the Ferrari, I believe.
So a minute away from the final hour here at Sepang. Antonio Fuoco leads Melty Jakobsen by 17 seconds. Tom Dillman in the Algarve Pro car is a further 9 seconds back.
So are we going to start seeing this switch up here? The lap times have certainly switched between Molt and Antonio, and they're both running around about 2:11 now. That seems to be the lap time to do. Let's just see if Molt Jakobsen picks up some more time as he comes through on this lap. They're running roughly about the same in the sector times.
That, by the way, that the United car that was pursuing Fuoco to unlap himself has had to pit. He's changed now to Paul Di Resta. Let's get out of Proton competition with David Addison, who's popped along there for a chat with Felipe Laza.
Felipe, that was a hard stint, a long stint, a hot stint, and coping with the rain as well.
Yeah, I mean, was quite a wild ride, to be honest. It's my first encounter with the LMP2 after 37 years, so it was something really special for me. Missing my co-driver Stefan, who's still recovering from the big accident at Portimao 8 weeks ago. And we started this journey together, and hopefully he's ready for Dubai. And a lot of things to learn. Now it's a different perspective for me as well. Actually, I'm working as a coach to teach people. Now I have to find all the secrets by my own first, to then give it to my protégé. But at the end, one lap is fine. It's just like tire management is one thing. And I mean, they're the big boys out there, so good competition, high competition, and I mean, first time here in Malaysia, crazy. Just like, I mean, I'm a bit overwhelmed, to be honest, and quite exhausting.
What's it like in the car, not only with the heat, but you know, you're quite a tall chap, and when you got out, you looked like you were having to stretch. Is it uncomfortable?
Quite a giant, quite a giant. So, I mean, at the end, for sure, it's not the right size. If I see the young guns with 61 kilograms, I'm 90 kilos above, so there's always an excuse, right? No, I mean, everything is all right. I get used to it, and it's part of the game.
Great job, thanks.
Well, we'll reiterate that before we go back to Felipe Larza. Dramas for the car 17, the Edsel P3. That's the result of that investigation into the VSC infringement. It's a 5 seconds penalty added to the next pit stop, and the car that's chasing it is this car, and it's less than 5 seconds behind. So that's going to be costly. And now it's down to what pace can they find on track or on pit lane. But again, I'll reiterate, if Stefan Aust is watching, sir, we hope to see you in the UAE. Slightly emotional interview there, I felt, from Felipe Larza, and coming to grips with this wasn't the journey that we're supposed to have. This was supposed to be something he came with Stefan together, but more than that, it's a massive readjustment for him, Ollie, into a completely different form and level of motorsport.
Oh, absolutely, and I think you saw it there. As he was talking very eloquently, actually, about, you know, that challenge of driving a P2 car and everything you really got to wrap your head around, and then you add into the fact that yes, he is over 90 kilos, and the guys that he's racing against, you know, Charles Malaysia, Antonio Fuoco, I think they've got to be around about 60 kilos, so it's 30 kilos of weight that you're sort of giving up there, and that does make a difference. No doubt it does make a difference. So, you know, there's lots and lots of things for him to work on and think about. And you know, I'm sure that he'll be taking a lot of this experience away today here and applying that for the next 2 weekends in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Yes, Marina.
Well, in one way, and in only one way, it's a good thing for him in terms of his role in mentoring Stefan Aust. Because when he comes back, he's got more of a baseline to build on to advise his driver. Of course. By the way, back into the fray comes the 26 car from Breton Racing. Fuoco now 19 seconds to good. It is definitely palpably brighter now out around the circuit.
And I think all of these GT runners are just looking at this weather going, right, when is the point? Where's the switchover point here to go to the dry tyre? They're well inside the window now to get to the end on this with fuel. I think that's certainly around about that sort of 56 minutes, maybe an hour, that they can do on the fuel. And so, yeah, they're all just waiting at the moment just to sort of see, okay, track is going to start to dry. Oh, we've got the AMG guys here, get speed. And they're going to be going on the dry tyre. There we go.
That's the answer. So the number 9 car, Get Speed, sits at the moment in 7th place. The 37 in 4th. They both led this weekend. The 9 on trouble for the 43. So it had been off track already, but come back. But trouble now for Nolan Siegel. And he's sitting stationary at the side of the road. That looks to me like a full Control-Alt-Delete reset, and he's underway again. That's not a good sign. That car, by the way.
So that was maybe explains what happened as he left the pit lane. And maybe that problem was there from the very start of his stint.
Yeah.
You see the United car there just going all the way to the outside of the racetrack, or inside of the racetrack, looking for a little bit of water just to try and keep those rain tyres cool. And yeah, he's searching around looking for it. This is the wetter part of the racetrack here at turn 1, turn 2. But yeah, coming down the front straight there, they are starting to hunt for a little bit of water to keep those rain tyres from overheating.
Yeah, that's that problem for the 43 has dropped them currently out of a point scoring position, down to 11th place as things stand at the moment. Castle Racing still leading in GT, by the way.
High Class Racing crossover point.
It is Mikkel Jensen and Gustavo Menezes pushing on. 9 and 21 here. This is Get Speed, the hands of Anthony Bartone and Simon Mann in the 21 AF Corsa Ferrari, and that's the battle at the moment for 7th. Tier Sports 11 Corvette is the latest pit stopper.
Yeah, and that's James Rowe bringing it in. I'll be handing it over to Matt Bell, and I'm sure they'll be rolling the dice here. Didn't work yesterday for them. Their strategy just didn't play out, and so they're hoping that this roll of the dice, let's say, and getting Matt in and getting on that slick early is going to pay dividends for them.
Yeah, they just drop out of the top 10 at the moment, but there's pit stop cycling to go ahead of them. There is the driver change and the pit stop underway. hopefully we get a chance to see the tyres that are going on this car. Yes, it is indeed, some brand new slick tyres.
James is out of the way. There we go. The boys changing the tyres.
Potential problems, by the way, for the 37 car in 4th place in GT.
There you go.
Under investigation for track limits, their Silver Drive reported car now.
So all of the teams in GT are now going to be looking towards these runners who have just gone to the slick tyre, maybe just going, okay, how long is it going to take here? 1 or 2 laps? How much? And then pulling the trigger on it.
Team Virage from 2nd place in LMP3 on pit lane. Now this is potentially, it is a drive-through penalty, by the way, for the 37. And there you go.
Yeah, it's so tricky. Is the Bartone car going to come back up the inside of Simon Mann? I don't think so. But these two, I think, have been swapping spots quite some time around one another.
Just keeping an eye on this pit stop for Team Virage and the brake car. Ajith Patel coming in from 2nd place. Remember, that car is in contention for the win.
I think these two are going to come down pit lane now.
They are. Well, we're into the final hour of this second 4-hour race here at Sepang. Let's take a final look back at the action earlier here in Malaysia. It was Jens Moller from pole position that led the field away, but under attack immediately from Giorgio Roda to the inside of this United Autosports car, briefly 4, even 5 wide as they're compiling down into turn 1. Moller, though, kept his line, kept his head, and eventually would regain and keep his lead. Fewer dramas behind, but one in the LMP2 pack, as there was a clash between Phil Fayer's United Autosports car and Alexander Matchell of the DKR. Mercifully, this time everybody missed the stricken Orica, and Alexander Matchell, as you can see here, was able to rejoin. All sorts of action and dramas in all of the classes, battling cars at the lead of GT3. This was Roda taking the lead from Jens Muller, and another starring role in GT from Bob Yuan with some dive-bombing efforts that brought that car up into contention. 43 and 49, Giorgio Kolovos getting 2nd and then taking the lead from Giorgio Roda, and then the rain came with no warning, and the first to stumble was Dan Schneider, followed immediately by Phil Fayer, both those cars in the barrier. Trouble for Yasser Shaheen in the gravel, and then aquaplaning helplessly into and through the car, and Tarasau, the United Autosports McLaren, would spin but miss everything. This is the onboard from Tarasau. Yeah, big hit. That would eventually, I think, claim that car, and worse still, then the 34 car from Racing Team Turkey. That's what Klaus Backler thought of it. There's the damage for the Racing Team Turkey car. That car, though, would rejoin. 10 and the 66 would be victims. Battling away, Algarve Pro, also in the mix. Into Europol competition, running wide, allowing Malaysia through on a run to the front. Could it be 2 wins in a row? Proton competition, Algarve Pro side by side in yet another battle. Gripping stuff up and down in LMP2. 43 car though, beginning to have a less good day. This was one of its happier moments, with the weather still hanging around, and would return. The first car to be caught out would be the number 26 Breton Racing car, immediately to the Bartone liveried Get Speed car. That would bring out a virtual safety car, and when we got back into green light, green flag running, it was one heck of a battle in LMP2. A battle 2 here in GT. Kessel Racing had performed phenomenally on pit lane and would take the lead in GT and drive away a little here. The 8 Virage and 17 CLX car in LMP3 battling away, and it would be CLX Racing So CLX Racing in the lead, Chetelaar Racing in the lead of LMP2, and overall 79 laps now on the board, 20 seconds to the good, driving away from the CrowdStrike Racing by APR number 4, with Algarve Pro Racing's 25 car third, Decal Engineering in a strong fourth and moving up the field. LMP3, CLX Motorsports leading, but will have a penalty at the next pit stop. Kessel Racing, the 74 car lead GT, ahead of the Origin Porsche, Team WRT BMW, with the AF Corsa 51 car in the mix. Team Virage second in LMP3, Vic Stevens now aboard that car, and Forestier Racing via BPS third. I'm glad we ended that sequence in that way, Ollie, because the thing I was looking for in that pit stop from Team Virage, that was their fourth pit stop, but they've only just burned the long pit stop. Is that the saviour for CLX? Because they've got 5 seconds, but it's a short pit stop.
Yep. So I think that's going to be one of the things for the CLX, are certainly working into the mix for them.
If they win at this point, it's that call to burn the 2 long stops under the first virtual safety car, effectively on consecutive laps. They burned 106 seconds.
Absolutely.
And it's given them that opportunity, because the field would then, of course, have closed up under the safety car to effectively have a 3-second pit stop.
Yep, it is. It is. And we're now seeing in the GT class a number of runners pitting and looking to come in for that final stop. And I also think that in P2, they're all trying to extend as much as they possibly can, so it's maybe just one more stop before the end, but I'm not sure they're going to quite be able to do it. They've done 25 laps, 26 laps for Dillman right now, and that's going to get pretty close. Pretty close. I know we've been running around in the rain, which is always better on fuel economy, but it's it's going to be pretty close here shortly, and we've got 47 minutes left in the race. I'm not sure they've got that sort of range right now.
Right now, Kessel Racing, it was done initially on pit road, but since then it's been done on the track. Chris Lulham is having a cracking stint.
Yeah,
Since 20 seconds to good. We are now seeing those P2 cars coming in. Decar Engineering's Matthias Besch, Lorenzo Fluxer is in the 88 Proton car. This is the 15 Kessel car.
They had that power steering issue, didn't they? They're back
they're
on
way
slicks.
back.
Yeah, they're 10 laps down or so, 7 or 8 maybe.
Proco, 20 seconds to good. How long before he needs to head for pit lane?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be 2 more stops that these guys are going to have to do.
You think they're going to splash?
I think that they might. I think that they might. If it goes fully dry.
Yeah. And here he comes. Well, this is going to be, well, the key thing then is going to be who can stay out at this point. So it becomes a fuel race at this stage.
Who's going to be the last one to blink?
So Chetelaar Racing pit from the lead. CrowdStrike Racing by APR with 20 seconds back at the last timing beam. Needs to be clean, needs to be error-free.
Tear off, excellent, great.
There goes the tear off. They'll throw that away, you know, you'd love one of those.
You have to go down there and see if we can find it. Hunt it out.
Have a look in the bin.
Yeah.
First time. In comes the CrowdStrike Racing by APR car. So, identical strategies from those two teams.
They're all going to be coming.
Yep.
And
D. Dillman from third follows down pit road in the 25.
It's also got very busy in the GT ranks. Lots of cars been in and gone back out again.
Class Racing also in there. They were in 10th position, dropping back a little at the moment, of course, with this pit stop cycle.
It's a little slow going up in the air there for Sepang. Not too much time. Interesting the way that they work their guns. Only got 2 guns allowed out there in the pit lane. 4 guys over the wall to do the tyre stop.
They fire up as fuel still going into the CrowdStrike car. 20 seconds, of course, the gap as they came in. What have Algarve Pro got to throw into this mix? Well, if we keep that shot, you'll see the Chetelaar car going by. There he goes. Now the car goes up on the jacks as Antonio Fuoco gets the power down.
Squirming away. It's this first part of the lap that's tricky. Still pretty wet. Oh, just hunting around, just trying to find that tyre. It's so physical doing those tyre changes. It's really quite something. They just pick those wheels and tyres up and start throwing them around.
That's Roberto Lacorte, the right-hand screen there. He's the guy behind Châtelard Racing. He's had his racing FA. Here
Kessel.
is the
there.
GT racer leader. Also Origine on pit lane as well from second place. So again, it's a battle on pit lane. And again, to put into context here, took the win yesterday in a strong position for the win here today. This is the only racing currently planned for Châtelard Racing, and the reason for coming here is to win an automatic entry to Le Mans.
Yeah.
It's everything on the table for this.
Yeah.
There's Origine going to work. New slick tyres going on the 87 car. All Michelins in every class, of course, here in the Age Le Mans series.
I'll be interested to see the 74 Kessel car up against the battle to watch.
10 seconds given up by CrowdStrike Racing, by APR on the Châtelard car. It's 30 seconds the gap.
Really?
Now, that's a long pit stop for the CrowdStrike Racing guys.
Yeah, the tyre, the fuel would have been about the same. They did fumble a little bit on their tyre change.
Not 10 seconds, surely.
No, surely not.
Unless there was a problem with a gun that we did not see.
And also, well, yeah, true.
Meantime, so that's the lead group in LMP2 in and out of the pits, and that has led the Châtelard car to a very strong position indeed. Cycling through, by the way, but will, I believe, still need to stop, is the 20 car from Algarve Pro Racing. Here comes the Mercury Cross car, Sami Mektunif. So that is all three Algarve Pro Racing cars, second, third and fourth right now, but the 20 car, I think, is out of sequence.
56 on pit lane, and that's for its final stop. Fuel and tyres, but I think Johnny Adam will stay on board.
CLX Motorsport in and out of the pits. They have lost the lead of the race. They are out back on track and are second behind the Team Virage car.
Yeah.
So once again, at the end of this race, it's all come together in LMP3. We'll wait till this all settles down before we get into where the battles are really on track. Here comes the number 20 car, by the way, to complete that lead group pit stop cycle. We'll drop back from that second position. Rocco, Jakobsen, Trulli. Next up will be Matthias Pesch and Tristan Gauthier, Lorenzo Fluxa. Strong race here from DK Engineering. Fuel going into the 20 car. Yeah, it's beginning, keeps tumbling down the order as they are on pit lane.
It's not that clean for them. The 22 and the 43. Yeah, let's see what happens with the 43 here. They've had those gremlins in the car, haven't they?
Yeah, I have.
Problem here on the left front. Can't quite get it off. And
that's going to cost them.
It will.
Couple of 3 seconds burned there. Here comes the Nielsen car as well.
It's not quite clicked for Nielsen today.
It really hasn't. It really hasn't. A completely different run from them from yesterday's race.
Yeah, they're going to go a lap down as well here.
Now we begin to see that light grey line just extend further and further across the track. Through there, of course, the cars coming through here. That's 51 and 54. Where are they? Fourth and fifth now. Davide Rigon and Alessandro Pierguidi. This is a battle for position. Two Ferrari factory drivers. Two identical Ferrari 296 GT3s. Evo version of this car will debut beginning of next year. Will not race here in the Asian Le Mans series.
Just slip sliding here through turns 1, 2 and then into 3. Just slightly different lines. Whoa, big wiggle there from the 54. And these two will be giving up nothing. Pierguidi, Rigon just going at one another here. And
they're going to have to be heads up though. Is that in trouble?
43 again, it's having issues. It looks like it's an electrical problem here. It's just
disastrous period for this car. Yeah, was in contention, it's just fallen right out of it. They need to get that battle sorted because they're being caught and reasonably fast by Fabian Schiller. Number 9. Frank.
I won't say so.
No. Known as Frank by all of us here.
John Watson had a particular name for him, didn't he?
He did. It was a mistake in that case, but it was funny, so we'll keep repeating it. 35 seconds the lead over this pairing. This is now the battle for second. And here's a moment. Malte Jakobsen, who had some of his development and learning years with Argo Pro Racing on his way up to Hypercar, is now under pressure from Enzo Trulli, who sort of replaces him in that role in this squad. Here's a youngster we can bolt in.
Yeah. So he's back on board, Enzo Trulli.
Yes, he is. It shows confidence in the young man, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. He's certainly in the groove. A bit of a snap there as he just dropped the car onto the exit curb off of 11. And that's one of the things you just got to be so careful.
He's
up the inside. Look at that.
Whoa.
What a lunge.
That was a minor mistake from Malte Jakobsen, who does seem to have a rather more squirrely Orica underneath him. I think Enzo Trulli's got room to get. He does have the room to get the inside here of the Ligier.
But remember, when it was fully wet, that 25 car tumbled down the order, and the 4 car came to the front when it was just that little bit wetter.
This is great stuff.
It is great stuff. But as it's drying out, the 25 has just then got that advantage back. And but these two side by side going at it.
So you meet Malte Jakobsen. There is no more mild-mannered person on the planet.
Yeah, he's just squeezing him a little bit there. But yeah, Enzo Trulli's like, yeah, okay. I can just, I'm on the inside here. I'll just move you out there onto the wetter part of the racetrack. And these two, the way they're going to go up the hill here into turn 4, it's treacherous there. George does not like the look of that though, and he will be hoping that Molt can put on a better charge and a better attack back and fight back against Enzo here. And it's difficult to watch, but this is the move up the inside, the way that he places the car there, confidence, and he executed it brilliantly. Just didn't allow Molt to run through just underneath him. He managed to just hold him there at the apex enough so that he had the speed up into turn 14. And he's now getting it done past the 22 into turn 9.
That's a lapped car, but nonetheless it's put a car between him and Malte Jakobsen.
Always in these positions you want to be able to do that. Put a car in between yourself and the guy you're fighting with. And I think that there is definitely something here between the 25 and the 4 and the way that their cars are set up. Just by the way that they operate. Enzo just took a chance there, but managed to get it done.
Well, the other point there, the move where he got alongside, he was able to make that move. It looked like Jakobsen wasn't.
Yeah.
In that just in that phase of the race, and again there, unable to actually get by the 22 before.
Louis Delatraz watching all of this. It's not an easy watch, is it?
No, it's not easy. I mean, it would be great if the car's lap would get out of the way, first of all, but I mean, that we can discuss after the race.
Same team, but there's no team orders between the 25 car and your car.
I mean, no, we're all racing. You know, it's one team, but we're racing. I think we expect to race fairly. But yeah, same chances to everyone.
Now, how come you've lost the place in a sense? We would have expected Molt to be able to hang on.
I didn't hear anything.
We would have expected Molt to hang on to the place, not to drop back. Is there an issue?
No, there is no issue, but we had a quite slow pit stop, so we lost some time to the sister car, and a little bit unlucky with the traffic, but Malte has been amazing. He's been fast in the wet, so I'm sure he can get it back.
Now, are we on a wet track, a dry track, a little bit in between? Where are we now?
We're in between, I think, but we're on slick, so it's going to the end on slick.
Excellent. Thanks, Louis.
Yeah.
Louis Delatraz there, summing things up. Car 34, by the way, he's had a torrid time. I'm not sure he's on track now. He's in the garage at the moment. It's going to get a further 5 seconds added to the next pit stop for a virtual safety car infringement. Pretty much game over this afternoon.
They're parked in the pit box, aren't they?
For them.
Yeah.
Antonio Fuoco leads by an increasing margin, 38 seconds now. This battle between these two Ferraris continues, 51 and 54. Davide Rigon and his Ferrari factory teammate Alessandro Pierguidi, the 54. This is for the first position out of the points at the moment. So it gets well at LMP3. Team Ferrari's Vic Stevens has just been passed by Lauren Heinrich, by the way, on track. and the Origin car in 3rd place. We'll look at that top 3 in a moment. The gap between Stevens and Jacobi has just switched because Virage have pitted. Now, why have they pitted? Because that seems to me, was he still on wets?
It's possible.
Was he still on wets?
Yeah.
Well, it's been nip and tuck for all sorts of reasons. I suspect it's the wrong car. It is. This is Julian Gerby, by the way. Car 8th position, so points to be scored here. This is not the pass for the lead, because it's the sister car that was leading, was in close contention with the 17.
Getting reports that the 20 car APR will not fire up.
Oh dear, that is, there you go. Frantic Hansen was being employed. We'll go back to the right front. What's going on with that? Something odd going on here at Algarve Pro Racing. The car wouldn't fire up, but now they've changed the tyre again. Still won't fire. Now it does. That's dropped them right back. That, I think, has dropped them.
Stewie's desperate to get out there and understand and do whatever he needs to do to the car. They've seen something on one of the sensors or some of the telemetry here.
Have they put the wrong tyre on the wrong corner? Is that what they've done? They have. They put the front tyre on the rear.
Oh my word!
That's what they've done. They've switched. They've put it's the front tyre.
Wow.
The rear tyre's on the front, and vice versa. That's what they spotted.
That's quite the.
I've seen it before. I have seen that happen before.
Okay.
In one instance, with a practice pit stop back in the days where front and rear tyres were fundamentally different dimensions. The experienced team manager shaking his head on the stopwatch as the team thought they'd done a great job.
Yeah.
And then leaving the penny to finally drop.
Yes.
This looks well in control here for Antonio Fuoco.
Yeah, 35 seconds up the road.
Yeah, Enzo Truni. You saw the pass. Malte Jakobsen.
One more stop for these guys to do, I think.
It's going to be tight, isn't it?
It is. It is going to be tight.
Dan Harper, meanwhile, second in GT, 12 seconds back.
Yeah, I'm impressed with that 69 car. Engine change has certainly done the trick.
Hasn't it just?
Yeah, and they've really hung on in there through all of the different conditions. It's been smart, kept it clean. Classic WRT race, making all the right calls in all the tricky conditions and kept themselves right in the hunt. And it's just whether now they can hang on in these dry conditions, because I think everybody would admit that the BMW is just not quite as quick as the Porsche is in the dry conditions.
Well, that's the problem they've got.
Yeah, and Lauren Heinrich is only some 7 seconds back from Dan Harper.
Well, it's getting more interesting than that, because the BMW is catching the Kessler car, but is being caught more quickly by the Origin car with Lauren Heinrich.
Yeah, I think that's maybe a blip. I see that the Kessel 74 is managing its situation and looking after its tyres, waiting to see if there's a final safety car period, and they're making sure that they can use their tyre in that situation rather than burn it up now.
Yeah. 74 Kessel racing car, 16th overall, by the way, and still ahead of the LMP3 leaders, as are the top three in GT. So it's been a sort of topsy-turvy race for those LMP3s. They've had bizarre strategies thrown at them. And the Team Virage car, Vic Stevens, that number 8 car, that was a very costly pit stop, because that's dropped them back down to 5th place from contesting the lead. And all of a sudden, CLX Motorsport are in splendid isolation.
They are. See, Rigon and Pueguidi, they're lapping, but they're not lapping as quickly on average as Lauren Heinrich and Dennis Marshall. Marshall and Heinrich are good half a second up the road from these two, maybe even 3/4 of a second. So these guys aren't quite on the same level as Marshall and the Kessel car.
Yeah, hearing from David down in pit lane that latest pit stop, there's a
brave bird.
That's just a fan. That pit stop delayed because they needed to reposition the car on the dollies with another car in close contention. That's probably cost them a podium position. Just keep an eye on Dennis Marshall's times. I'm going to be keen to see what this lap time is. The 74 car has not been in traffic the last couple of laps. He's had a 2:11, a 2:12, and where is he? Coming down towards turn 15 now.
His average is good though.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if he's got a problem, because behind him, 2:09.5 from Dan Harper, 2:08.9 from Lauren Heinrich. He's done a 2:11 and a 2:12. The 2:11 might have been in traffic. The 2:12 most certainly was not.
Okay.
And he goes through now, and he's back into the 2:09s.
Yeah.
Well, anybody fancy a chat with a happy Italian?
Why not?
David Addison clearly does, because he's down in the Cetilar Racing pits with Roberto Lacorte. Winners yesterday, leading comfortably now.
Roberto, we're nearly at the end. It's looking good, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, few minutes to go, but very extremely intense, because the weather conditions are very, very tricky. As Sepang. So this is very tough race from the beginning until the checkered flag, because the weather condition is very the point. We hope to stay in this position, but we have to stay calm before see the checkered flag. Yeah.
Really tough for you early on with the rain and everything.
Yeah. Was a very complicated condition, and during my stint, we decided to stay with the slick tires. Was the best decision, and I was forced to manage very, very tough condition, turn 2, 3, and 4, but with the best solution.
And it could be the perfect start to the championship if you can hang on to win 2 races.
Yeah, but the championship is so long, so we have to stay in the pace. Yes, this is the best way to start the championship, but we have to maintain this condition.
Good luck for the last 20 minutes.
As we were just having that interview, we saw on the other screen that incident there with Paul di Resta has now gone through that gravel trap at turn 3. I think we can see it played back, and the DKR car just gets on that exit curb over it, comes rejointed, then clips di Resta. Then di Resta's just a passenger. Innocent party there.
Yeah, it was the DKR car in a squeeze with, I think, the Nielsen car.
Yes, it was.
To the curb, and it was a recovery from that curb, wasn't it? And then is there a further incident here? Or is that just the Nielsen car passing the 22? It is.
Yes, it is.
But 6 car in trouble, and that might well mean it's a... Now, here we go.
Car.
It's a safety car.
Wow.
Now, that is an absolute drama.
That's going to really, really throw the cat amongst the pigeons here. And we get everything all closed up again.
Now, 30 seconds will become very much less than that now. What car have you got left underneath you?
And what
happens
tyre?
in GT? And what happens in GT?
All of those guys who've been going at it hard, trying to make up time.
I'm sort of surprised at the safety car call here. There may well be some debris that needs to be dealt with as well. There was the clash there. Did see some bits and pieces. Oh,
another one off.
That's why. And I think that is. I think that's the number 1. I don't think it's the 8. I think it's the 1. That's why it's 2 incidents, not 1. So I adjust my feelings on this, because that's not a simple place to recover from.
Definitely not. And for as sketchy as it's been down there at turn 3, this is the right call.
Yeah. So pit entry is closed. This will close the entire field up to that 30-second gap built up by Antonio Fuoco. So how far back in the... It's maybe 10 cars, maybe a few less than that between Fuoco and Trulli.
Yeah.
There'll be a big advantage to Trulli on the Broker on the restart here, with Trulli unable to attack until across the line. It's almost like a moonscape, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I don't think we're done with the weather either. Everybody's still primed and ready to go. You know, all the guys have still got all their kit on. Wet tyres are there, ready to go. Yeah, APR. Yeah, and I think they think we're going to have some more rain.
They most certainly do.
I think we might even be getting some down here actually.
Well,
no wipers on at the moment.
So, be 3 laps under the safety car before the pits open. So it's going to take me 3 laps to recover all the rest there. It might be longer for the number 1 car. We could be going back to green just as that pit lane opens.
See, and I think about that time we're
then
getting the weather.
Well, here's the point. The point I'm trying to make here is this: 3 laps at safety car speeds will take us, what, 15 minutes left?
Yeah.
And depending on how heavy the rain is, it then becomes a matter of, do you risk it? Do you burn the time to put the wet weather tyres on, or do you stay out on the slick tyres and risk 15 minutes of potentially sketchy weather?
Yeah,
that's a really tough call.
It is a terribly tough call, and but these guys are getting quite well schooled at it, aren't they, and understanding the conditions. Yeah, just hearing of 1 or 2 spots of rain down in pit lane.
But look in the background, it's
been coming from that direction, hasn't it? From over there, turn 6, 7, 8.
Biblical potentially, but we've seen it happen before. So 2 incidents out on track, with contact for Paul di Resta pitching the number 6 car off almost through the gravel. I think there might be a bit of damage to that car as well. It didn't quite look right at that corner as it were headed to the gravel. And then the number 1 Team Virage car, already with the telehandler in attendance. It's a matter of whether they bring that car back to the racing surface to a place of safety. So Team Virage from 8th at the moment. Julian Gerby, this is the most popular car here. Looking at the background, though, nobody with that United car yet.
The 6 car. We're just hearing the 99 car coming down pit lane, and that's going to be emergency service, isn't it?
That's, well, where are they in the order? They're 11th. That pretty much kills any chance of a top 10 finish, because they'll be able to take 8 seconds of fuel. Watch that now. But they'll have to pit again when we go back to green. And that's all the fuel it needed.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
21 minutes remain, but whilst we've got 1 recovery underway, as I said in the background shot, we could see there was nobody yet with the 6 car.
It's going to be frustrating, isn't it?
From Paul di Resta's point of view, I think this might be a Paul di Resta glass half empty moment.
I don't think we're going to be seeing that winning smile of his, are we?
No positivity on display, I don't suppose, in that number 6 car. It's Sam Cox. They're just absolutely on tenterhooks. What is the right call here? Looking for what's happening with the weather, looking for what's happening with that safety car. How quickly could we go back to green? It's going to be certainly not this lap.
So this is the incident here. Just got on that curb and then tagged di Resta in the 6 car. And just straight across the gravel. Didn't quite manage to keep it going. And this is on board. This is the number 1 car going off. Yeah, he just looped it there. Yeah, he's in 4th gear.
Yeah.
That's it's looking dark out there now, isn't it?
Well,
I think we're going to get some more rain.
Well, there's all sorts of possibilities here, aren't there? Possibility 1 is we go back to green and nothing changes, and it's a race to the finish, but with the pack closer. Number 1. Number 2 is we go back to green and it pours it down, at which point we're ticking down rapidly towards the end of this race, and it becomes a choice between going for wet weather tyres or staying out on slicks and trying to survive. Possibility 3, and we saw it last year, is that it comes so hard this time that they red flag the race.
Yeah, it is looking
And we have
extremely
seen that
dark. Yeah, we have.
before.
Yeah, we have had it here before, a couple of years back, wasn't it?
It was last year. It was last year, I think, wasn't it?
Race 2 last year. That's what we're hearing. Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult to call here. And it's, you know, do you just stick someone on a motorbike and send them out to the sort of
turn 6?
The other side of turn 6, outside the track, and just try and get a read on where this weather's coming from and when's it going to start raining.
Interesting little bit of psychology there from Malte Jakobsen coming through turn 15. Just got the overlap a little bit. Was letting Enzo Trinidad there.
Yeah, because he knows that if this goes wet, and they've got wipers on now, if this does go wet, I've got my money on the 4 car going past back the 25, because that 25 did not like the wet weather.
Yeah. So the 34 car, that car has just come
Racing
back
Team
out.
Turkey, yeah.
Come in again. So Sally Yollock's aboard the car, and that's got a penalty serve. So that's another emergency pit call. Maybe Sally's gone out and it's just not right. Now we've got a telehandler with the number 6 car.
Yeah, it's looking rather murky as well, isn't it?
It's nothing like a murky, it's an Orica.
Yes, got 2 more weekends of this.
I know you're looking forward to it. Merry Christmas, everybody. 17 minutes to go, and actually, the deeper we get into this safety car, potentially the more dramatic it becomes.
Telehandler finally at the 6.
Yeah.
Get that taken care
And
of.
now
here comes
the rain is coming.
Here we go. Yeah.
Well, so we did say, didn't we, that what you would do would send somebody to look what's going on. And hearing from David Addison, that's exactly what's going on. There's multiple teams sending up, presumably their youngest and least experienced person with binoculars to stand in the rain.
Would stand in the rain and also possible lightning.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. David is saying that there is heavy rain in pit lane now.
Go stand there with this carbon fibre pole. Yes.
Yes. No thanks.
So, yet again, in the unique way in which Sepang is formed, heavy rain at certain parts of this circuit and absolutely nothing elsewhere.
Yeah, it's just going to come down to that decision and that choice.
10 minutes ago we thought, that's all over. Welcome to sports car racing, everybody, where something always happens
to Sepang
in the last 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's raining.
And so last corner and straight, bone dry. Here, biblical, absolutely stair-rodding it.
Well, yeah, there's going to be some tricky decisions to be made here, and what you do. Amount of time left, just coming up to 15 minutes.
Deep breath there from Sam Cox.
Yeah.
There's real anxiety here.
Yeah.
This is a hugely important programme for all of these teams. This is the basis on which many of these teams are structuring their entire year. This is testing out new combinations of drivers in cars, new cars in some cases, and beyond that, the opportunity that some of them will get just this time in the Asian Le Mans Series to try to qualify for Le Mans. Some will be looking to get a second car to Le Mans.
Yeah.
And that, if this is not part of your regular world, I can't overestimate in business terms, quite apart from sporting terms, how massively important that is.
Yeah, it is very, very big. I think we're preparing here for the pass around. Abort pass around.
Yeah.
That's what we're hearing.
Now, why?
Well, I think because of the weather.
Yeah. We don't want cars at full speed.
I have a feeling
we might be heading towards a red flag here.
Could be finishing the race like this. I don't know. This.
Well, look, I think this is as bad a weather as we've seen. The track conditions aren't yet that bad.
Yeah, and so we're just hearing that it's getting heavier. So
And look at that. I mean, that's 3 minutes ago was a clear camera view of a clear track. And now we can't see turn 15.
It's got extremely bad. We're going to start struggling here with aquaplaning and cars being able to keep up with the safety car. Yeah. Fuoco is struggling already with that. And if you go off the track and you crash behind the safety car,
well, look at the water for the wheel wells of the safety car.
Yeah, and I think this is going to start presenting some significant problems here. Yeah, we're hearing it's very, very windy down there as well. And I just hope everybody can make it through turns 3 and up into turn 4 here.
We'll tell you by the way
the safety car has dropped. Red flag. There we go.
There you go. And we will hear shortly whether or not there is going to be any restart for this race. Doubt it at this stage.
Yes, the
session will not resume. That is it. That is race 2
wins in a row. Amato there, congratulating everybody from the team. Amato Ferrari supply all of that technical support.
He can't believe it.
Yes. That's
you know what, Roberto Lacorte is a joyful guy. I don't know if you've spent much time with him, but he's an absolute enthusiast. He's the man that's put this together.
And he's the man in that car there who's won them the race. Fuoco in the wet conditions was just stand out. 2 seconds a lap faster than anybody else on track. Really impressive. He played his parts, and so did Lacour. But in terms of performance, Fuoco was just head and shoulders above everyone else.
As we hear, by the way, the thunder starts. They've got a storm passing through now, and I said it last year. In these conditions, that's the right call.
Yep.
I'm sorry. It's, if you're anything other than horrified when you watch what happens when weather comes to a circuit like this, we saw it with cars damaged and mercifully drivers not damaged earlier in this race, then you're wrong. This is right. There's not enough grip there. That safety car was beginning to struggle.
Yep. And in GT, Kessel Racing come away with a victory. Number 74, Dennis Marshall behind the wheel. And that's great for those guys down there at Kessel Racing. Wonderful team, and very well deserved.
And CLX Motorsport, there he is. There's our GT winner. And well, great thing about that is everybody played their part. Great running on track from all 3 of those racers. Mr. Blattner pulling that car up by
just think about some of the smart moves that he made, keeping out the way, but keeping the car towards the front, really looking after it, understanding what he needed to do as the bronze. Lulham got in, did a brilliant job, really carried the car through very, very quick under the dry conditions, and then Dennis Marshall brought it home.
But the other thing I wanted to say is that the team played their part in their excellent pit work that put that car back to the front. And CLX Motorsport, after a tough day yesterday, take the win here today. And they did that with a blinding bit of strategy.
Again, at the start of the race there, that first VSC.
Two consecutive
stops.
Burning the long stops gave them the opportunity. Edgar. But Paul Ancher.
Was that his son who's in hospital?
It is indeed. And thank you for reminding me. And if you are listening and watching, Edgar, your dad done good today.
Yeah, brilliant job.
There you go. So look at this. Now this is why. I mean, you know what? 30 seconds ago, we would have had people watching this race going, "What do you mean red flag?" That's why. Let me just explain for those that have never been here to this region. This isn't rain. It's Sepang rain. It is an extraordinary thing to experience here. My very first visit here, well over a decade ago. And my taxi delivered me to the wrong entrance. I had to walk to the paddock entrance, and halfway to the paddock entrance.
No, the taxi driver was told to do that.
Yeah. You booked it, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah. It started to rain. I hadn't walked 5 steps before there was no point in trying to keep dry, because literally I was wet through 5 seconds. the sky's just opened. What you see here, by the way, that is the safety car train. That is Paul Di Resta ahead, having been recovered to the surface, track surface.
So all that water was pouring out there from. That's how much standing water there is on the track. The cars will just almost be like toboggans in this point, or a sledge. Just on the water, you just got to drive around super slowly, just make it back nice and cleanly and safely.
Well, well done everybody for keeping it all safe there. Checkered flag being shown against all these cars now. That is the result. We'll call that as the cars are coming under the podium and back to pit lane. And this time, 47 gets to go under the place.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Where's he going?
Don't know. I think he thinks he's been told to go to Park Ferme.
Oh wow!
Yeah, the despair with the official there. Anyway, it will be Chetlar Racing that have won, even though they think they might not have done. Algarve Pro Racing's 25. Enzo Trulli, what a stint he had. That's some calling card from him. Ahead of Milton Jakobsen, the CrowdStrike racer by ABR car. That's your 1, 2, 3.
It's the same 1, 2, 3 as yesterday, isn't it?
Is that right?
I believe it is.
Buy that for $1. GT, different 1, 2, 3. 74 Kessel Racing car. 69 Team WRT BMW. Excellent race from them. And the Origin Motorsport Porsche sort of robbed us of what I thought could be an absolutely brilliant. They're all going to Park Ferme. We're not doing that. I wonder if this is because Park Ferme. Right, that's why. So Chetlar guy was right. The other thing is, don't want anybody out in this rain or indeed the thunderstorm that's here. We're slightly robbed of what I think could have been a stunning battle in GT at the end.
Yeah. I think that would have been fantastic just to sort of see how the likes of Dennis Marshall, Dan Harper and Laurin Heinrich, and throw just a David Rigon and a Alessandro Perguidi into the mix with Frank Schiller.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been quite the finish.
There is the overall classification provisionally at this stage, of course, 92 laps. And the time differences doesn't matter, that's behind the safety car, but it is the 47 Chetlar Racing car that takes the win. Second win in succession this weekend from the Algarve Pro 25 and the 4 CrowdStrike Racing cars. 74 Kessel Racing Ferrari, from 69 Team WRT BMW, from 87 Origin Motorsport Porsche. We've got our winner there in LMP3 in 19th place, and that podium will be completed by the 23 events Racing 71 and the 29 for SDA Racing by VPS Ligier. So Ligier 1, 2, 3 again. So we work our way through 2 retirements. Montai, number 10 car, after that incident that involved the other car that's retired, the 66 car. Those two made contact. The 10 car briefly rejoined, but was then retired. And lots of others in all sorts of woe, but didn't get in the way of some absolutely fantastic racing, did it, Ollie?
Oh, brilliant. It was top class, world class racing, actually, from brilliant teams and drivers. And this circuit and this multi-class format that we've got here in the Asia Le Mans just always just keeps delivering, doesn't it? And it's amazing how it does. Yes, the weather has been a little bit too aggressive right here at the end, but the previous 4 hours and 3 hours and 45 minutes, it's really been pretty something special.
I'm just going to remind us, we've got Antonio Fuoco with the world's biggest umbrella making his way to the podium, and the drivers for the top 3 cars in each class are being asked to do that, so podium ceremony will follow. So we came into the track this morning. I got a few giggles from Mr. Gavin and from Mr. Addison.
Was that when you're still picking yourself up off the floor after another fall? Carrying
my rain jacket, and I'll be massively smug on the way back to the car.
That's not like you.
It's been an excellent event. We've been made to feel very welcome again by everybody here at Sepang. It launches this 2025-2026 Asia Le Mans series with a bit of a bang, in particular for Chetlar Racing.
Yeah, it does set it up really nicely for them, doesn't it? In the next round in Dubai in February.
It's going to be super tight in the other 2 classes, though. CLX Motorsport score the win after seeing their great run just evaporate later in the race. And in GT, we've not. It's going to be 6 different cars on the podiums, isn't it? The top 3 today were not on the podium yesterday.
No, they were not. Great to see Orjan up there. They've, Bob, the bronze from Orjan. Bob Juan, he's been spectacular.
Hasn't he?
He's so committed on the brakes. I mean,
absolute revelation.
That performance that he had in the first few laps, making his way through the field, was exceptional.
One thing we do need to keep an eye on, by the way, is the Wizard investigation underway into that clash that caused the off for Paul di Resta, and the number 3 car, that was the other car involved there, at the moment is scored 4th. It was the DKR car, wasn't it?
Yes.
So there might well be something more to come there. Could be costly.
Gotta love Italians. I love it. So much emotion.
Yeah, dear me.
It's brilliant. That's good to see as well down there.
Guys.
Kessel Racing. Yeah, Dennis Marshall just sort of breathing a sigh of relief, like, I got it back round to the finish.
Yeah, well, I'm in awe of, what professional race drivers do, particularly when the conditions get tricky. Keeping the head, keeping it on the grey stuff, and
yeah, it's impressive to see these guys working. And this guy was brilliant in the rain, wet weather, fantastic.
One more time, actually well done to the officials here. That was the right call.
Yeah,
only bad things would have happened had they not made that call.
Yep, definitely.
And that call came quickly. There was a big change, David Irigon. Well, that's part of,
Yeah, big family.
Racing is a family,
yeah.
And you know the feel within a big factory team.
Yeah, it's great to see.
Few bigger than Ferrari.
Yes.
And,
good to sort of see them all congratulating him and sharing his joy winning this race, and well deserved. Really a fantastic performance. Yeah, with his teammates and the rest of the team.
I'd say something else at this era with the Ferrari 499P and its World Championship this year. To see Ferrari having their drivers in both GTs and hypercars is great. Well, let's take a look back after this slightly shortened 4 hours of Sepang at the dramas that led us to this checkered flag. Unbelievably, it started in sunshine, and it was the 49 high-class racing car Jens Reiner Muller trying, but failing immediately to fend off Giorgio Roda's United Autosports car. 4 and 5 wide at this stage. Muller, though, wily old fox that he is, kept to his line, watched it open, and at that point went back to the lead and drove away a little. Watch though for Georgios Kolovos in the Yinti Europol car, as we had problems in the middle of the pack with Alexander Matschall taking a hit from Phil Fayer. Neither car would be in much further drama than that. You'll see there the number 3 car rejoining the race. Up at the front, Roda though took less than a lap to find a way up the inside of the high-class racing car. Meantime, Bob Yuan started his heroics back up the field in the Origine car. Kolovos it was that took second place at that stage before the rain came the first time. Phil Fayer in the background hitting the barrier, but not the other Orica. And Terasau hitting the stricken Yasser Shaheen, aquaplaning off there, as would the McLaren, not hitting anything. Unfortunately for the 66 Corvette, it would have been the last time somebody hit it. This is what it looked like and sounded like from the inside of Antarasau's Porsche. And what happened next would be even more bitter gall. That's the Racing Team Turkey car into the 66. Klaus Bachler knew at that point it was pretty much race over for the number 10 car, and that's what it proved to be. Back to green flag racing and dry running. And all sorts of dramas between all sorts of teams. 43 car running wide as Chetolar Racing's Charles Mallacy made his way to the front. Proton Competition and Algar Pro Racing either side of the remaining JMR Corvettes in their battle, and so truly getting stuck in. Great battles galore. The weather though would play a further part. Second intervention, and the first victim was the 26 Breton Racing Ligier, and the number 9 AMG, a winner yesterday, and this cost it positions and time, will prove costly eventually. Malte Jakobsen and Enzo truly battling away, as did the 37 AMG and the 69 WRT BMW making its way up the order. Kessel Racing played a blinder in putting the 74 car back into contention, eventually the lead. 43 car would drop down through the order with an intermittent electrical issue that just caused dramas all the way through. This was truly, again, with Malte Jakobsen, two young guns battling away in fine fashion, and then an error from Matthias Besch in the number 3 car, pitching off Paul de Resta into the gravel. Trouble too for Julian Gerby. He was off into the gravel too. That would bring out the safety car that came out just in time for the rain to really arrive this time. And that eventually would lead, quite quickly in fact, as the rain became absolutely torrential, to a decision from race control that was it. Something like 20 minutes early, a little less than 20 minutes early. Kessel Racing would take the GT win. CLX Motorsport take the LMP3 win, as we saw a little earlier. Chetelaar Racing joyful in their win over all. And about to go to the podium. So, slightly sorry state there. There are the points. It's 14 points to the good. Chetelaar Racing from Algarve Pro Racing. CrowdStrike Racing by APR. 1, 2, 3 is indeed exactly the same. Then the first of the United cars, the number 5 car, with decent points. Nielsen Racing, not the race they were looking for today, Ollie, but 5th place in the standings going to the UAE. The Drivers' Trophy, predictably, it's those 3 crews. Rocco Malesi, Lacorte, Trulli, Jensen and Dillman. The Michael Jensen, the defending champion, of course. George Kurtz, Louis Delatraz, Malte Jakobsen, with the number 5 United crew sitting there in 4th. Sets it up nicely.
It does. Yep.
You know, it's not the same as GT where the car could be completely different, because of course they're all pretty much the same, although they're set up differently.
Yeah, sure.
When we get to the UAE. But you've got crews and drivers that know those 2 tracks in the UAE slightly better than others.
Yeah, and I think that certain teams will come a little bit more to the fore in Dubai and Yas Marina. But certainly here, Chetelaar have been the class of the field, and they certainly deserve both of their victories. They really have been exceptional in their performances. Yeah, I've already spoken about Fuoco's performance today behind the wheel in the rain. He was the one that really brought their car well out in front, gave them a significant lead, and didn't really have any other. I don't think there's anybody who's going to touch him.
No, I mean, Malaysia I thought was epic in his stint.
He had to do his job with fuel save. Molt looking absolutely like a drowned rat there.
Sorry,
poor boy.
That's funny.
Poor old Molt.
So Antonio Fuoco took the bring an umbrella strategy. Malte Jakobsen, you know, Nordic. That's what it is.
Nordic, just getting on with it. It's just rain.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But yes.
Malte Ferrari will be very happy just going through the picture there.
Malte Ferrari, by the way, there in a very highly unusual for him blue shirt.
Yeah.
For Chetelaar. And he'll be very proud of that effort.
He will. Extremely proud.
You know, it's sometimes when you see a team as large and as dominant as they, of course, some people take that as a bit of a negative. Let me tell you, they've got very few unhappy customers.
Yep.
Despite the scale of this thing. Here is the podium, by the way, and it's Malte Jakobsen in the Drowned Rat outfit. Will be up there presently. There he is. It's going to be Malte Jakobsen with Louis Delatraz and George Kurtz. So I think George slightly disappointed with that. I think he'd have liked a bit more, but still, there goes the trademark smile and the selfie. APR and their number 25 car, Michael Jensen with Enzo Trulli and Tom Dillman, second place. But it will be Roberto Lacorte with Antonio Fuoco and Charles Malaysi to the top step of the podium. Is that a Malte? He is a Malte going to the top step of the podium with them.
That's why he's wearing the shirt.
That's why he's wearing the shirt.
for Chetila Racing there.
Great to see it. And by the way, under the umbrella there, closest to us, Andrea Bellicchi. Just beyond that, Giorgio Sonagiotto, the two drivers that started the WC journey with Roberto Lacorte back in the day. So great to see they're still part of it. And we talk about family. That's a family. Great to see that. And yes, it's a rather damp podium, but lots of broad smiles there. 50 points for them, and that will give them a bit of an edge. The luck won't always go their way in the 4 races to come, so Roberto Lacorte knows that very well indeed. Last time I bumped into Roberto before the start of this programme was at Daytona, where things had fundamentally not gone his way, but resilient guy. So, one of the things on his tick boxes is to race with his son at Le Mans. I do wonder whether or not that might be part of the plan here. Because one thing he certainly will not be doing is racing with either of those two pros. Or both can be busy in hypercars.
They are,
if he gets there. But great stuff from Chetila Racing. Not quite faultless, but not far off for that team. And all 3 drivers played their part, as did the of course the team in support of them. But well done too over the weekend, not just to the 2 other crews, but Argyle Pro Racing. 4 out of available 6 podium spots, just not the 2 they wanted.
No, but plenty more races to go, and that's a solid performance from Algarve Pro. But yeah, they only won the top step.
They most certainly do. They'll be in hunts for yet another Asian Le Mans Series title. I have to remind myself whether it's 5 or 6 overall titles, 4 or 5 rather overall titles they've had.
Is that David Addison there at the back of? Is he? I think he's wearing your rain jacket.
He's not, is he?
I think he is.
42 points for CLX Motorsport sees them 5 points ahead of Inter-Europol competition. Had a less good day today in LMP2. For SDA Racing by VPS on 25 with High Class Racing on 24. Wanted to say, by the way, when they were playing the Italian national anthem, it thundered in tune.
Sorry?
It thundered in tune and in time with them. So drivers' trophy for LMP3. We're in the Christmas spirit, by the way.
I've got so much spirit.
The Asian Le Mans Series. However you celebrate it.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. By the way, this isn't the costume he came wearing this. Better day, much better day for SDA Racing via VPS. And the 29 car, Nick Adcock, Ficuri and Verano. A better day as well for the 71 crew. This was one of the crews who were out of it at turn 1 with the Terence Woodward, Isaac Darwi and Reba crew, but it is a win for CLX Motorsports, the 17 team. Kevin Rabin, Paul Lancher, Alex Jacobi, and will be treated to the Swiss national anthem. Well, we're going to hear that tune again shortly. Swiss National Anthem for CLX Motorsports.
It's not quite as cheery as the Italian National Anthem, is it?
It's stirring in a different way.
I think so.
Yeah, more slowly.
Pedro in the distance.
That's it, yeah. Peter Pedro, mate. The photographer here with the Asia Le Mans Series, a group of gallant souls, 4 of them here. All terrible human beings.
Yeah, could have told you that.
LMP3. Again, it's strategy over spectacle, often in LMP3. And in that regard, chapeau to CLX Motorsport.
Yeah, they were absolutely. It's sort of like they've got this whole thing figured out.
Well, it's almost like, you know, they probably couldn't even believe their luck the pit lane was still open when they came back round the second time. But somebody was sharp enough to realise what that meant, and that won them that race.
Yeah.
It wasn't fault-free for them. There's a penalty in there somewhere for CLX Motorsport, but they were quick enough and they were consistent enough that when it came back round to it, they had enough in the bank. And ultimately, their closest contender at that stage, Team Virage, were only close enough because they hadn't burned that long pit stop. They didn't finish on the podium.
No.
That's the difference it makes. Still cheery, despite the weather.
Merry Christmas.
This is the GT Teams Trophy. Kessel Racing lead by just 2 points from the number 9 car. 10 points ahead of Origin Motorsport, who sort of feel to me like they deserve to be closer after the spectacle they put on, but it wasn't quite time today. Team WRT at Montage, the 69 and the 10 cars on 18 points and very much in the hunt. Montage 92 also is there as well. This has got all the signs, Ollie Gavin, with the strength and depth we've got here, and a little bit of bad luck from one or two of these teams in one or other races, of being phenomenal in the UAE.
Yeah, I think it was. He's got all the hallmarks of that.
Yeah, Chris Ludham, Dennis Marshall and Dustin Blattner lead the way from Anthony Bartone, Fab Scheller, Wakasaki-san in the number 9 car. I'm thoroughly looking forward to GT in the UAE, and I'm particularly looking forward to it because, as we said before on the show, we've seen all the way through our time in the Gulf that cars that are super strong at Dubai very often are not so strong at Yas Marina.
There's a big flip-flop there.
And even if there's a points gap between the teams before we get to the final race weekend of the season in Yas Marina, it isn't done. It's something that just does seem to throw drama at it. Here we are with the final podium of the weekend and the first part of the season, first third of the season, and first to the podium is the Origin Motorsport crew, the 87 crew of Hong Leo, Bob Yuan and Laurent Heinrich. Second place will be an utterly delighted Team WRT trio. Much better day for Dan Harper, Parker Thompson and Tony McIntosh. But Kessel Racing, as we said, played that as a blinder, as a full team effort. Chris Ludham, Dustin Blattner, Dennis Marshall and the 74 Kessel Racing team from Switzerland. And it will be, once the congratulations are complete, the Swiss National Anthem we hear one more time. Well, well done to all. Everybody's made the podium, everybody's made the finish in this race. It's been a couple of challenging 4-hour races, Ollie Gavin, and I'm sure everybody that's come home with decent points on the board will be going home with a little bit of relief.
Yeah, I think so, but there's plenty of sort of encouraging signs for many other runners out there in the GT class, in the LMP3 class and in the P2 class. There's lots there to take away here, analyse, work through, improve on for Dubai. And all of these three teams here, these three crews will be very satisfied with their day's work and sort of navigating their way through the pitfalls here at Sepang and all the weather and whatever else has been thrown at them. The guys in second place, their WRT, you know, it's, those guys will be very pleased with their day.
Big turnaround for them.
Yeah, huge.
Well, as the guys celebrate on the podium, let's start to wrap this one up for this first weekend of 3. 2 more to come in February, remember, in Dubai and in Yas Marina. We'll be back with you for those. Phenomenal racing weekend here and a phenomenal effort from everybody involved with the Asian Le Mans series in putting together a 47-car grid that will be back in the UAE. Massive strength in every single one of these 3 classes. Great effort by everybody on pit lane, great effort by everybody in race control in very challenging conditions indeed.
It's been very challenging in here. What can I say?
Well, time for us to say goodbye. So on behalf of everybody at the Asian Le Mans series, on behalf of David Anderson on the pit road, where he's been doing really well in challenging conditions
it's been tough
underfoot.
for him. Very.
Everybody on the production team here bringing an excellent broadcast here. On behalf of the Grinch, Ollie Gavin, on behalf of me, Graham Goodwin, genuinely, however you celebrate your Christmas, your holiday, do it in peace. The world at times can seem a bit of a bleak place. We hope we brought a little bit of colour into life this weekend. There'll be more to come in February and with racing around the world. However you celebrate Christmas, a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.